Good evening, everyone. It's us. We're a little bit late, but at least we're all here. We've all enjoyed the great win, great 5-1 win. Whereas I really thought that we were going to be in for a little bit of a hard game, but it was a hard game in my opinion. Because the 5-1, you might think that Liverpool were all over them. We had a goal disallowed. Uh, but it didn't reflect. It didn't reflect that we were all over them. They had plenty of chances, and Kelleher was absolutely outstanding, outstanding. So I'm going to go to the lads and see what they think. Their particular opinions on the game. Don't forget 5-1 away at Prague, and we didn't have like our full team out. We just didn't have them out. The lads were coming back from injury. And I'll go over to JK now. JK, what's your opinion on the game?
All in all, you can't complain. 5 goals away from home. They didn't score. We scored all the goals. But I can't really complain, bro. I think seeing Salah come on and looking sharp, another good thing. Sabotsvai also very sharp looking, got a goal. Elliot got 2 goals. Darwin got 2. Elliot got 2 assists, and Darwin got 2 goals. So the only Kanate situation, the only little blemish on the whole day actually. But all in all, I'm just happy that we got that big result there. And then in the second leg, definitely a chance to rest certain players. So good result.
And what do you think, Darryl? What's your opinion?
To be honest with you, Frank, I thought there was a few standout performances in that game. Obviously, McAllister was just unbelievable. Absolutely majestic again. Thought it was one of Endo's quieter games today, to be fair. Not like his top normal performance. I thought he was little bit more not in the game as he has been in other games, but and obviously Kelleher made 2 absolutely fantastic saves in that first half. And Darwin's the boy at the moment, isn't he? So wonderful. Class.
Okay, what about you, Lee?
I thought it was a good warm-up for City, which is what we were looking at it for, basically. We were looking for Dom to get a few minutes, weren't we? We were looking for Mo to get a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like JK said, the Canate thing is the one possible blemish on the horizon. But I don't think Canate was really injured, or I hope he's not. I hope I'm not saying that too quickly, but I don't think Canate was badly injured. It was just we had to take him off, didn't we?
It was precaution, I said.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. But as I said, I think the scoreline did flatter. We if anyone looked at that scoreline, people would go, wow, they must have went right at them and destroyed them. And Ian McCartney says, any injuries, right? Now, we've got to look at what TW says. Evening, boys. Great result, woeful defending. Kelleher, for me, is the real deal, and time to stop talking about selling him. He can be our number 1 going forward. Like to see the rotation with Ali. What do you think, boys, of that? I want you to discuss that, starting with you, JK.
Kelleher, for me, is back to when he first came into the team. After the Southampton 4-4 last game of the season, he went through sort of a few games where we were just letting goals in close by him, this, that, and the other. And I think he knows that we've got a title challenge this year, and he's actually stepped up. And I'm so thankful that he's actually done that. Missing Alisson, I thought, one player you don't really want injured. Alisson, your goalkeeper, best in the world. But Kelleher coming in, doing a job, And actually, it was good to see him actually making quite a lot of saves today. That's the plus side of it, because against City, they're going to get chances. They're going to make chances. So today, seeing our defence and the goalkeeper getting a bit of practice before that game, maybe it was a blessing in disguise, you know. We let the one goal in. But Kelleher, respect, doing a job.
Okay. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I agree with TW there on all fronts there. The defending was quite woeful tonight. Every time they had an attack, it worried me tonight. I thought they were going to score every time they attacked, to be fair. And about Kelleher, definitely, he's just living up to expectations at the moment. His distribution is second to none. He's magnificent on with his feet, and he's making point blank saves, and that's what you want from a goalkeeper. And he really is going to be fighting Ali, I think, at the moment. And his price tag's just going up and up and up at the moment.
Yeah. Lee?
Yeah,
hang on, I'll read that out again. Okay, just in case someone. Great result, woeful defending. Kelleher for me is the real deal, and time to stop talking about selling him. He can be our number one going forward. Like to see rotation with Ali. Go on.
Yeah, I thought it was Kelleher's best game for us. He's had a few good games, but not as good as that. He made some outstanding saves tonight. Do you remember their first chance when it was still 1-0?
Yeah.
How did he save that? That was just immaculate, wasn't it, like?
Now, we'd be saying, wouldn't we? We'd all be saying if that was Ali, no one would have got that. Ali's the only one who could save anything like that, you know. And yet, Kelleher, incredible, absolutely incredible. But I agree, and I'm going to go to you, Lee, about the defending. But let me go through some of these comments first. I want you to talk about the defending, okay? And Ian McCartney, Allison's is still number one, he says. Redbird, hi everyone, 2 class goals from my boy, Darwin. And Ian McCartney, Canate looked like a hamstring, okay? And Kelleher was great again, Redbird. Lynn Ellis, brilliant score. Aaron, he says, evening, as you do, as you normally do. And Ian McHale, evening, Frank, JK, Lee, and Darryl. Paul, evening, Frank, evening, panel, and chat. Now, Redbeard, fellow Reds, help Frank with his algorithms. Hit the like. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Thank you so much, Redbird. And yeah, it'd be great if you could get the algorithms there, you know, because it's all it's you out there. And as it keeps saying, if you ever want to come on and join the lads, please say yeah, you know, just come on. I'll have you on. As long as you get your details. Their number 2 looks a great player. That what's his name? He was brilliant. That lad going forward. Very tricky as well.
Right,
quality, yeah, quality.
Oh, he was good.
And Peter Davis, the Redmen plays well tonight, lads. Roll on Sunday. The opposition can't score past Kelleher, says Paul Turner. They'd have to take one of our own players to score past them. Yes, and Realism Jared says, like, subscribe, share, thank you. And Redbird, I said, high five. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Bless
And then it's only what we were talking about there, where were the lines for most disallowed goals?
Yep.
Never offside. I said that. never offside. So anyway, okay, so Lee, as I mentioned there about the defending, Liverpool's defending, by the way, because don't get me wrong, I'm not, you might think I'm having a go here, I'm not. To go to Prague, score 5 goals, beat them 5-1. I really thought that we would win. But the defending and some of the misplaced passes as well put us in danger. And you mentioned there that number 2, JK, or someone mentioned there.
Yeah, Presado.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, that lad. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way down that right, and that's where the danger. There, right, that's where the danger came from. Down there, right. Or down.
Honduras, I think he was from.
Yeah. So what do you think
Brian.
of that? What do you think of that? Lee?
Yeah, I thought, tonight's game, we were only playing Sparta Prague, so the line was higher than ever tonight. And that meant that we subsequently gave away a lot of chances. But it's not going to be like that on Sunday. We're not going to play the line that high. And we're not going to be trying to score 4 or 5 goals. We only need to beat City 1-0. I'm fully confident that on Sunday we'll defend much better. And actually tonight's game might have been good, just to remind us to, do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't a great, I was going to say it wasn't a great defensive display, like we let in loads of goals. We let in 1 own goal and that was it, mate. But they did get in. I said that after 10 minutes. They got in dead easy. But I just don't see it happening on Sunday because Sunday's a different game. We're not playing Sparta Prague on Sunday. We're playing Manchester City, who have won the treble last year. 3 years in a row they've won the title. So we're not going to be as haphazard in our defending. It's going to be tighter. Etc. And if Ibu's got a hamstring injury, that's horrible. But
he walked off all right. I've never seen a player with a hamstring injury walk off the way he walked off. The way he walked off. He walked off as though he was coming off, if you know what I mean. You limp. If your hamstring's gone, you limp, to be honest. But I don't know if it's an hamstring. Yeah,
you seem to lean to one side if you pull your hamstring.
Yeah.
When you're walking off. So it depends.
See, when he went down, and he was down for a short while, and the backup staff, I thought they were calling for a stretcher, and that had me worried. But he didn't. He just got up. He just, the way you normally get pulled up, and he just walked off. Which seemed, I thought, what's wrong with him? What's wrong? That was my first thoughts. Okay, Ian McHale says couldn't keep the ball at times, so we kept having to chase back for their counter-attacks. Looks like Canetti took himself off, must have felt his hamstring. Great window. And that sums everything up, that comment. Ian McHale's comment. Have we got Brian there?
Yeah.
Oh, hiya, Brian.
Hey, Frank.
What did you think about the result?
Brilliant game to watch. Yeah, more than that else, I like the way they attacked us, played football. It was just from that base point, it was a really good game of football to watch. And that many goals, you can't really ask for much more than that. I mean, you don't want to be big-headed, but that's over now. That's done. Like, they can come to Anfield and, we can have a good game and whatever. It might draw 2-2, but that game is done now. And to see Darwin score 2 goals like that as well, just brilliant. The kind of game you could watch again, you could definitely watch that game again. It was full of like you were probably mentioning, like I thought they were great the way they attacked. Your man at right back, they were really good. They didn't kind of shy away. They said, "Look, we may as well have a go." Made a good game, but I was saying we've beaten worse teams by 1 or 2.
Yes.
They were a good side, like good to watch. Made a proper game of it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed watching it.
I was listening, and anyway, Steve McManaman, and I went like, what's he going on about? And it was Darwin's, I don't know whether it was his first or a second, but the way he hit it, it was his first, was it the first? And the ball went like that, and it swerved. The goalkeeper was going one way, but it was the way it was bent, the way he hit it. And it went away from the goalkeeper. And Steve McManaman said, "What's he doing?" Not Nunes, but the keeper. He thought that the keeper should have done better. That was a wonderful goal. That was swerving all the way. Now, I'm from the old school, and I've only seen, well, I haven't not one, but I've seen another goal like that, and that happened back in '77. When we played San Etienne, and he was there. Bethany, his name was, fantastic footballer, really good footballer. Played for France he was playing for France at the time, and he hit the same type of ball, and the ball I was right behind it in the cup, and it went over and it swerved, and it beat Clements from about 30 yards out. So, McManaman, I don't, just watch it again and listen to his commentary. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. And that really annoyed me more so than anything else. More so than that. And as I said, lads, well, I never said, but young Bradley, when he tried to clear the ball, it was a cracking goal, though, wasn't it?
Frank?
Yeah.
I've got a statement, LFC statement just come through about Ebu.
Yeah.
Oh. It basically says, Jurgen has told his press conference, we don't know yet. Ebu said to me when he passed me in the changing room, he said if he could do another sprint, then it could be bad. So he said to bring him off. Also, Joe Gomez is perfectly fine. We took him off. He's played a lot of games. We used it as rotation.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good news. That's good news, boys, because I want Canate and Virgil facing City. I want them facing City.
Yeah.
I found it interesting. Klopp said he is retiring in the summer in post-match interview. That was strange. Yeah. Anyway, the defending was the cause for concern. Andy Robertson was poor, in my opinion, and I'm going to. Oh, there he is.
Great.
There he is. There's the man. There's K-Mac. I've got to. Do you know, last night everything happened to me, unfortunately. When you sent the link, I have to go on, but I went dead. I went dead in here. It just went dead. Everything, unfortunately. So that's why I couldn't come on. But anyway, the defending was cause for concern. Andy Robertson was poor, in my opinion. What do you think? What's your take on that, K-Mac?
They're not a bad team. Like, they won 24 games. They've been unbeaten all season at their ground. They're not a shit team we just played. They're top of the league. They beat Galatasaray in the last round. We just know how to play football, at these clubs, at these grounds. We go and do it at Benfica and AC Milan, and we just go and boss these teams that have got these incredible records at their grounds, and just go, yeah, jog on. We'll just put 5 past you.
Well, we were talking before. But we were talking there about Mo Salah's goal, and there was
It's
no
onside.
one knows. Yeah, but it was offside. And there was nothing there. No replays, no nothing, no lines, and they just carried on, So it was a nothing. So
It's just
what do you
what we
take
need.
on
It's
that?
just what we have to live with this year, isn't it? At Liverpool, it's just
Yeah.
what we have to live with. Just crappy decisions, like.
Absolutely.
But Harvey Elliott, 3 assists
Mm.
tonight.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
He's done
Unbelievable.
he's done about 420 minutes in the last 6 games. That kid, and he was charging down the goalkeeper in the 90th minute.
Yeah, he was.
After he got switched to the opposite side of midfield. Like, this is a 20-year-old kid who's got game intelligence like I've never seen. Like, seriously. He's got game intelligence like I've never seen. To be able to play in so many different positions as a kid, he is a real star in the making. Like, I'm telling you, the next manager, if he plays a 10, Elliott's got that all over him.
Okay. No,
I said a while back, I see him like a Spanish midfielder, Xavi Iniesta, that guy who just comes in and ticks it over. And he's one of them type of players. He just gets the ball, passes it on, gets the ball, and he actually moves a lot as well. So I'm proper happy for the guy, man. He supports Liverpool, so he wants to win every game.
Did you see it when we scored like the 4th, the 5th, and obviously the offside goal? He does that, doesn't he? He like celebrates. And you don't see any of the other players doing that. It means so much to him. Like, yeah, he's something. He's something this year. Something this year, I tell you.
Well, listen, lads. There's a couple of comments I'd like you to comment on. Okay, and it's this. Paul Turner. The defending was a cause for concern. Andy Robertson was poor, in my opinion, and Robbo not match fit yet, so I wouldn't start him against the cheating scumbag City. Okay, so I'll definitely go to you, Brian, about that, and then just go around and just go to get a drink. Okay.
Yeah, for me, Robbo was fine. I didn't, I was talking with someone earlier on. This system that we play now, you're not going to see the old the Robbo of old. Him and Trent buccaneering down the wings, and he's got a much more reserved role to play. So we don't really see the same old Robbo that we used to. He doesn't ever stand out for me as having a terrible game or a bad game. He slots in, he does his job. We won 5-1 tonight. You want to pick it apart, maybe. If you're more of a tactical brain than me, you want to pick it apart and say, yeah, he had a bad game by doing this and that. Okay, fine. I'm here to listen to it. But for me, just eyes on the game, I didn't see Robbo standing out as having a bad game or looking poor. Yeah, those boys got it. They did, no one's going to deny that. But what I was saying to someone earlier on was like, what this shows me with, the amount of space in our right back role, this shows me this isn't if it's not obvious now, this isn't a Trent problem. This is a system problem. Like, we still have that huge gap in right back, even though Gomez is playing in Bradley, but because we're still inverting. It's not because Trent is there. So Robbo, to me, it seems strange to pick him out for having a bad game. I think he's good for City. I want him because he has the right attitude for City. But yeah, if you want to say he had a bad game, I didn't see it.
I think Jurgen wanted the tie done tonight, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that probably plays into how we didn't defend brilliant. Exactly. We just wanted to score loads of goals, and we played a really high line. We scored loads of goals. Okay, we conceded 1. But I think this will put us in good stead for Sunday, because Jurgen will be looking at that and he'll be going, okay, we can do better. And as long as, touch wood, Canate isn't injured and he can line up with Virgil at the weekend and the rest of the boys, I think we're in good shape there. I think tonight will have done us good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think obviously there'll be a couple of changes there. He's given Gomez 45 minutes tonight, and he's given Robbo 90, which just to me confirms Gomez will be playing there. on Sunday. I personally think.
Mhm.
And I also reckon, I think, obviously, came out and said, Elliot, he's phenomenal. That kid just doesn't stop running. Does not stop running. But with them chances they had tonight, and Man City get them sort of chances, they won't hesitate to put them away. That's fact.
Okay, Matt.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought you wanted to go, mate. I thought the Robbo criticism was a bit harsh. Like the own goal that Bradley scored, it went through Robbo's legs. Like he was there. He crossed the ball and it ricocheted through his legs, and then went across the box to Bradley. I don't think their player would have scored. By the way, if you look at the way he was set, I don't think their player would have even scored that chance, even though it was like right in front of goal. And obviously Bradley smashed it in the top bin to score another goal. But yeah, the way we played tonight was like we basically played both our centre backs on the halfway line pretty much most of the game, and they beat us a lot with the long ball over them, and they were onside because they were in their half when they were running. That's kind of how they played their game today, and I didn't understand why they kept on passing it between their goalkeeper and defence and then clearing it. Like, when they just clear it, like we got so many chances because of them trying to play it out the back, but then they just cleared it up to the halfway line. Like, the goalie could have just done that. But I think Klopp made all the subs he needed to. I think he gave all the players the rest that he needed. You know, Dom came on, had a good run, scored a goal, which is great. Should have scored another, to be honest, but yeah, it is what it is. Salah had a good run, scored a perfectly good goal. He knows it was, which will help him. Kind of shook off the rust. I think Robbo will play against City because I think Gomez is rested. I think he just got took off because he was rested, because he's played I think he's played about 400 minutes as well in the last couple of games. He's also played defensive midfielder for 2 games, so he's obviously doing a lot more running there than he does normally. And for me, if I'm going to be critical of anyone today, I thought Gakpo was really poor today. And I also thought Quansah had a 21-year-old centre-back game. Like, this was the game, you know, when we've seen Quansah and we've just gone, oh, you know what, he's just solid all the time. He looks really comfortable. He looks great. This was the game when I thought he looked a little bit shaky. You know, he had a couple of bozo moments, which he's going to have. He's a 21-year-old centre-back who's played 20 games for Liverpool. He's going to have one of those games. I felt like this was his game. And he still wasn't bad, by the way. So 7 out of 10. But yeah, that game's done and dusted. We can play the kids, and then we've got Man United away in the FA Cup. They'll hate that. City will hate we scored 5 goals. City will hate that all our strikers scored. And Man United will hate the fact that we've now done and dusted that away leg, which means that at home we can play the kids and we'll have a full strength team, whoever's there, for Man United rested. And you know what? Fucking up the Reds.
Do you know what? Right. Keep it there. That performance wasn't the best. Our defending in the first half was shockingly bad. And I've got to, these have got to be Reds out, lads.
There's a reason for that, though.
Keep it real. Quansah and Robbo were dogged today. And Ian McHale, Harvey being a superstar for us. What a great attitude he has. I like that because he has got attitude, if you know what I mean. He has got fantastic attitude because his head doesn't drop. Have you ever noticed that? Ever since he's been playing for Liverpool, that kid, his head has never dropped, ever. And I can't believe Canetta is out for the Man City. That took the shine off the victory for me, says Mark Simons. Now, does Mark Simons know something that we do?
No.
We don't know. And for FC, didn't even know.
Still in the changing room.
Sorry?
They're probably still in the changing room.
Most probably, yeah. Most probably. Against City, I hope they start Gomez at left back. Now, somewhat they're having a goal. Now, I said at the beginning of this, and I'm going to go to Brian. Straight to Brian. I said at the beginning of the pod that all their danger runs was coming down the right. Their right, that is. Coming down their right. And it was shocking defending from the left. And this is why people are picking up, the lads on here are picking up on. This is what these are saying, that Robertson was awful. And I put us in danger a few times. So, Brian, would you agree with what the lads are saying there about Robertson? Because as people says, against City, I hope they start Gomez at left back. And then you, Brian, then I'm going to UK, Mac, then I'm just going to go around again. Is that okay? Go on.
Yeah, well, I did. When you went and got your cup of tea there, I did talk about it. I thought it was being a bit harsh on Robbo. He didn't stand out, like I said to me, just watching the game. He didn't stand out as being our worst player, but yeah, they were. It's undeniable. They were constantly getting in down both sides, maybe through the middle a few times. And okay, yeah, okay, I can watch the game again and say maybe he was. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention. Maybe he was that bad. But he didn't stand out to me for being awful. But you can't deny it. Like, I was giving them praise for being a really good attacking team and doing a really good job. Yeah. And it's probably like Jurgen will tell you, defending starts from the front. If they attacked our side a bit more, yeah, if they've been harsh to call him awful, I don't know. He is still coming back a little bit, and he's been asked to do a little bit different role, tucking in a bit more. He's not playing as a traditional fullback in that side. It's bombing up and down. So maybe that's not his. I don't think that's his best, but I've never thought it was. That if we were going to go to a back three while playing this inverted thing, you wouldn't want him on that side. You want a more natural defender. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is someone that was targeted tonight and didn't have a great game. But to me, we still won the game, and I didn't see anyone standing out as being overly poor. But I'd still have him in, like I said, for City. Yeah. I like Gomez and I like Robbo. Gomez at right back and Robbo at left back, because they'll have the right attitude, really, for City. Bradley, maybe it's a bit of a step too far, asking Bradley to go up against Jeremy Doku, in a big game. Just give Gomez that defensive solidity, and then you have Robertson on the other side. But yeah, I can get it. Like, Robbo, he's not the same player he was a few years ago. He's been asked to do a lot more defensive work, and maybe being an attacking fullback is definitely his best role. Asking them to defend. Maybe that's where we're going to start seeing some of those weaknesses come out.
Okay, that's a good comment. What about you, K-Mac? What's your take on what the lads are saying about Robertson and where the danger came down from the right? And Robertson, one of them says he wasn't even match fit.
Robbie's played a lot of games since he's come back. He just had to. For me, it's a bit weird because three of the big Keller saves came from the right hand side, not the left. So I think that's a bit disingenuous thinking it was Robbo's fault. When three of the big Keller saves came from the right hand side, the shots were taken from the right. So obviously that's where it came from. I thought today we looked weak on the right hand side because we had Elliott and Gapco, who aren't defensive players, and Gapco was stinky today, to be honest. And I also thought Quansah didn't have a great game. So for me, I just thought the right hand side didn't look solid, and they got a lot down that side. And Keller had to pull off two worldies, like he just did. I thought Gomez was sensational today. Did you see that? Did you see that clearance off the line?
Yeah.
My God.
The save was amazing, but
that one-handed save. Look,
man,
I love Ali. I really do. Okay, he's been an incredible goalkeeper for us.
careful
But we
now.
have to start looking at some of the attributes that Queven has, and Queven has some better attributes than Ali.
Careful
He
now.
really does.
Hold your
I've never
horses.
seen a goalkeeper so good with his feet. Like, he is unbelievable with
He's
distribution.
good at passing. Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times he skins players. Like he could be an outfield player. He could be in fact, he wasn't he? Did he used to be a striker?
Yeah. I think he was a midfielder.
Okay, there you go. Well, that explains a lot. Like, he's 25 years old.
Younger days.
There's conversations that are going to have to be had, like with the new manager next year, and it's a great problem to have, having two unbelievable goalkeepers.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, like, you give Queven a run in this team, like to the end of the season, can you imagine how better he could be? Because we're only seeing a glimmer of what he can be because he's only had a few games. Like, he's not played 30 games for us yet.
Well, JK was agree with you there, because he said at the beginning again of the pod, he said every game he's improving.
Yeah.
Kelleher, every game he's improving, he's getting better.
Yeah.
So, I think people, myself included, would agree. But then again, what we've got is the best goalkeeper, without a shadow of a doubt, in the world.
Yeah.
That's in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion as well. But we just have to start looking at some of the attributes that Queven has, which Ali doesn't have. And some of them, I mean, one of them basically got us 2 goals tonight with his incredible passing into midfield. 2 of our goals we scored tonight came from his passes. Like, I'm just saying, okay? That's it.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Robbo was captain tonight as well, by the way. Robbo was captain tonight as well. He had more responsibility as well.
Yeah. Okay, JK.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on from what K-Mac's been saying, and Brian.
I think Brian knocked the nail on the head, where I think for the City game, Robertson's sort of attitude, he'd be sort of mentally ready for this game. Like, he likes big games, Robertson. So for me, but him getting 90 minutes today is a bit of a weird one. Or I thought Simicast would have just jumped on maybe for the 60th, 70th minute. A bit weird. Robertson getting the full game. So Darryl was saying that Gomez is going to play left back on Sunday. So we don't know who's fit, as well. Who's fit, who's ready to play. It's a good problem to have sometimes. So we've got like 3 players who can play left back. So
can I chime in on Robbo?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Jurgen plays him for 90 minutes tonight? Do you think if he wasn't going to start against Man City, he would not played? You know what I mean? I thought Simicast had come on, but Robbo was starting against City. That's why Jurgen left him on all night, because he wants his legs to be right.
Yeah, because he hasn't really played full 90 yet. So that was probably another reason why he played full 90, Yeah.
But what about this one? I'll go to you, Darryl. Our tackling was a bit off. Our tackling was a bit off, more so in the first half. Timing wasn't there at all. So Prague got out of a few challenges with the ball, and they did, by the way, easily. They took it too easily for me. That long ball over the top as well, they got a bit of joy with. What do you think of that there?
Yeah, as I said at the start of the stream, I said every time they come forward and every time a ball was going over the top, it just looked like they were going to score. But thankfully, we had Keller keeping them out. But I do think it was a problem. I know Brian and also came out there, but I just think they bought them players off for a reason tonight, and I just think the players they bought off is from McAllister being bought off Gomez Darwin. They're all going to be starting on Sunday. For me, I think.
Okay. I'm going to go to Jean Gray then, over to you, Lee. And I want you to comment on this. And she says, hey, everyone, some great goals tonight. We can't play like that against City, so I hope we didn't get any injuries. Seeing Mo get one in regardless of chalk off was lovely to see. I think that's a great comment. Lee?
There's a reason why they got in easily tonight. It's because Jurgen wanted to finish the tie off in one game. And we played such a high line. Everyone could see it. We played a ridiculously high line tonight to get the game finished off and score loads of goals. Jurgen's not going to do that on Sunday. So people shouldn't worry that much. Okay, yeah, it were a brilliant defensive performance, but it wasn't meant to be. That's not what we went there for tonight. We went there to finish the tie in one game, and we did.
Okay. I'm going to go to Brian on this one. I support LFC. No, I know Steve Evans. He's a personal friend of mine, and he stands no messing. He doesn't stand any messing, and he's always at the game. By the way, he says, "I support LFC, not FSG. They can jog on with their customer nonsense. They came out with customer. We're the bastion of the club. They bought and they treat us with disdain. Seeing them charging £1,200 a day for Anfield Road corporate tickets for the Brighton." Brian?
Yeah, it's a comment. It's a statement. It's I grew up in a time when you might know who the owner was every 6 months or something. You knew that these Moors people own the club, and that was about it. You know who the manager is, and you know who the players were. So this era of our owners are better than yours, or your owners spend more than ours, it's never been for me, and I've tried to keep away from it as much as possible, because there's enough going on in life, and there's enough to do with following the game without getting down that road. Like they use language sometimes that doesn't translate very well. Things like, I'm assuming they call us customers and not fans. I don't know the quote. I'm just by reading the comment. I'm assuming.
It was Ian Ayre who actually came out and said it.
Oh, right, okay. What a genius that guy is.
Yeah,
Mr. Harley Davidson, yeah.
He was reading the script.
A lot of it is cringy marketing speak and corporate speak and all of that. But as they put in this new stand, I mean, look at prices all across the land. It is a disgrace what fans at every club, most people, get charged to go and watch a game. Now, these corporate box boys, where they ring these, I'm all for it. Charge those wankers as much as you like, because they're not going to come and support. It's all like a bunch of 10 lads on a jolly up because the owner of some company is paid for a corporate box for a day. Yeah, F it. Charge those boys as much as you want, because they're not real fans anyway. So get as much money out. This is what pays your wages. This is what pays for these transfer fees. This is what pays, the bank balance. But, for the average punter, what they get charged these days, I remember 20 is plenty. Whatever happened to that? Yeah. Whatever happened to that? Like, it is. I know that the price of season tickets, you read some clubs, even lower league clubs, the prices that they charge fans. I don't know how the average man can afford to go to a football match these days, Frank. I don't.
Well, when I took, I'll put it this way: when I took my granddaughter to see the Southampton game, I'm Francine, I had to pay for there as well. Cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
A fortune. And even inside, I got a drink, and it was absolutely ludicrous. And Francine said to me, "Do you know how much that was, Dad?" I said, "Don't tell me," because I paid with my card. Yeah. She said, it's getting worse. It's going worse. But, this is the prices. Say, like, if you're buying a hamburger, for example, it's not like the owners, it's not like Klopp, it's not like anybody else. It's those the franchise that sell it, at their price.
It's price gouging. It's price gouging, Frank. It's price gouging. It's what it is. I don't understand why people go to who goes to a match. A match is only an hour and a half long. Who needs to eat at a match? Can you not just eat before you go? Who needs to queue up at half time to spend 30 quid on burgers and beers? The match is only 2 hours. Exactly. I don't get it. Who needs to do it?
Yeah, but then again, people travel from all over and they haven't eaten. Some people travel for hours trying to get here. By the time they get here, they have to park up. And, they want to get in the game. And that's why they buy, because, they're hungry. And this is...
to be honest, if you can afford to pay those prices, pay them. That's all there is to it. If you can't, don't. Take a packed lunch or something.
Well, anyway, I'm coming away from that now, because what I want to talk about is...
You don't want to ask
football.
Me? You don't ask me?
No!
What? Bunnies? Packed lunch? What do you want?
Finger packed lunch, yeah. No!
Fish-based sandwiches. Came out
I don't care. They can spend as much as they want. I don't care. As long as my team's winning, I don't care.
Yeah, this is why I want to get back football with you.
Can I come in on FSG on their stuff? Do you think they shoehorn the word customer in there to test Liverpool fans? Or
have you been to a Carlsberg? Have you been to the Carlsberg? Have you been to the Carlsberg Day? Have you done a Carlsberg Day with them yet?
No.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've done it. The Carlsberg VIP Day. It's amazing. It's only 60 quid. 60 quid extra. You get food, drinks. It's amazing. You really look after you. At the end of the day, if I can go to one game a year, then great. You know what I mean? Then great. Just experience that. Not everybody can experience a game every single game. And I think that's the way it is now. It's the way it's going to be. A lot of people who've got season tickets sell their season ticket for half the season. It's an investment. It's an investment for a lot of people.
The Evertonians do that.
It's an investment for a lot of people because they can't go to all the games all the time. So they sell their ticket and it pays for their ticket.
I had a mature student, and his son he had 3 tickets, corporate, for the main stand, the main stand, and he used to say to me, old Joe, he said, "Do you want to go to the game?" So he's made upbringing me the game, and another lads as well. So we used to go to the game in the main stands. We would eye up. Fantastic it was, because it was, all this corporate stuff. Now here's the punchline, right? His son was an Evertonian, and he was a businessman, and no one wanted to go to Goodison. So his business associates, when they came up to Liverpool, wanted to go to Liverpool and not Goodison Park. Right? I'm not having a go with the Blues here. So he bought these 3 tickets, and it cost him 70,000 quid. Come to something like that, 70 grand. But what you got was incredible, as you said there. What you got was incredible. What you said there, K-Mac. And unfortunately, I went to a few games, by the way. I went to a lot of games. With him. Then he died, unfortunately. He passed on, and his son said, "I'll send for you." My dad's was made up with you, and so I'll be sending you the tickets and everything else. I haven't heard from him. That was 3 years ago. 2 years ago he died. So it just shows you what Evertonians are like. So anyway, I'm getting back to football, lads. Back to football.
Can
And
I
then,
chime in on FSG? Because I know you hate FSG, Frank. Like me, you're a Scouser. You hate FSG. The terrible owners. So I reckon they shoehorn that customer thing. Let me speak. I reckon they shoehorn that customer thing
I don't hate
into it.
FSG.
Okay. Well, I do. I bloody hate them. But anyway, they shoehorn that customer thing to see if they could wind us up a bit and see how much will these people take. They're testing the ground.
Yes. No, they did. See, the thing is, hate is not in my vocabulary. There are, you know, and I've never come out and said I hate FSG. I've criticised them. I've criticised them to hell. I really have, especially with that customer thing, because me and Steve Evans were chatting, and it was one day that it came out with Ian there. Now, Ian there, when he said it, and it came from the owners, I think you're right, because that's what we said when it first came out. Are these testing us or what? These, you know, these people. Because we are, you know, we're the hardcore supporters. We are the hardcore supporters. And as I said on many of occasions, I embrace our, you know, our supporters that are not from Liverpool. You know, no matter how far and wide they come from, I embrace them. And that's why that Jamie Phillips is a cracking lad. He's a proper Liverpool supporter. And he supports them just like a Scouser does. And I'm not saying that, you know, no Scousers who support Liverpool are just these plastic people. They're not like that at all. So yeah, I want to talk about this, lads. Listening in the car, I had my co-pilot a hello into the chat. Hit the like, a big hello to my Reds. And that's the Liverpool 12th man. Thank you so much. 12th man. I've got to go to this. I don't think Robbo has a bad game. I just think he's not fully fit yet, says Redbeard. I thought Gakpo's passing was off tonight. He can be a bit greedy when a pass could have been a better option, in my opinion. And I'm going straight to you, K-Mac, on that. And be truthful. I'm not saying you're not truthful.
He just didn't pass it. So it wasn't that his fact that his passing was off. He just didn't pass it. No. He really wanted a goal, didn't he? He really wanted a goal.
Yeah, but that's why, in my opinion as well, I thought he was dreadful.
He was. He had two of the biggest chances in the whole game.
Yeah.
Like he had 2 1-on-1s. 2 clear 1-on-1s with the keeper, and the goalie saved both of them. And the amount of times he could have squared it for a player to tap in, and he just kept on trying to take someone on. He started to feel like he's starting to feel like he's losing confidence, and he's trying too hard, and he's doing things that aren't natural now.
Through the floor.
And it's a bit worrying.
Well, according to Mark Simons, and I'll stay with you there, Kama, Matip, Thiago and Robbo are being let go at the end of the season.
Robbo's going to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Robbo's going to Bayern Munich. Telling you.
Well, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if another big name left as well, by the way.
Diaz.
2 of their contracts are up, so they're obviously Robbo.
No, I mean another big player that's not.
Diaz.
Besides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It makes sense. Makes sense. Like Alphonso Davies is going to Real Madrid. Tuchel likes a Premier League player. He just does. Big up Harry Kane as well, like first British player to break 50 goals in a season in Europe, by the way. Like that's it. That's incredible. That's just incredible.
Yeah, but Thomas Tuchel ain't going to be there, is he?
Yeah, he won't be.
He won't be there.
He's gone.
Well,
But
buy
Robertson, yeah,
Yeah, he's gone.
he's gone.
Yeah.
He hasn't been sacked.
He's
He
come
has
out
at the
and
end
said
of
he's
the
leaving.
season.
He's leaving.
No, he said he's leaving, basically.
Okay.
Okay, well, Redbird says, stay, we are happy, but if our defence plays like that against City, we're in trouble. And that's that's why I came out and said it at the beginning about the defence.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Does anybody agree? Just come in. I'm not going to go to. Just come in and agree with what I'm going to say here.
No,
do you
I
agree?
just
Does
what Brian said earlier was the mindset of today's game was go there, score loads of goals, and get the tie done.
yeah,
Against City is a different ball game. It's going to be maybe come back 20 yards, maybe whatever. Don't just have a high line and stuff. So the mindset of the game today was just go there, win, score loads of goals, and job done. I'm sort of celebrating the win actually. No one really said 5-1 before the kickoff, so
no,
I
we're
said
going
4.
into the okay. So 1-1.
I said 4-1.
Okay,
no,
not
you
bad.
did. No, you did. I've
Did.
got to give you that. I don't remember 4-1, but you did give a high score.
I said
Kane.
4-1 on Jamie's show last night.
Yeah.
I said Nunes.
Well,
I said Nunes would get a couple as well.
Yeah, but Nunes is doing good now. So all in all, it was a good day at the office. So yeah, job done.
okay.
Good dress rehearsal for Sunday is what it was.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Well, okay. Yeah, as well. I'll go straight to the Daryl here. Daryl, the comments to the scoreline. Don't forget their attacking prowess as well. Kelleher, in my opinion, was our man of the match, and he just pipped Darwin. Actually, this is me, by the way. So you've got to think of their prowess going, attacking us, and also Kelleher. I'll just say joint man of the match with Darwin. Do you think the scoreline flattered Liverpool, Daryl?
Yeah, I do, Frank, to be honest with you. It could quite easily have been 5 each, that game, if it weren't for Kelleher. And I do think Quansah was agree with a couple there about Quansah being not at the races tonight, which I don't think he was.
Yeah, a bit less to do.
Cody Gakpo was that.
Yeah.
Poo.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
Gakpo.
agree with the man of the matches as well, but I thought Maka, for me, man of the match tonight.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely wonderful.
If we defend like that, we're in trouble.
Okay, Lee, would you agree? It is flatter us a bit, the scoreline.
In a way, yeah, but in another way, no. We went there to finish them off, and we did. Okay, we could have conceded more goals, but we didn't because Queven was in goal, and that was the best game I've seen for him, saves-wise. We've kept a clean sheet before with Queven in the team, but saves-wise, that first save when it was 1-0, how did he pull that off?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. This is it. You say, to the flatter Liverpool, the 5-1 scoreline. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, by the way. And I'm going to you, Brian, before I go to K-Mac. The same to the flatter to deceive the scoreline. The way, our defence was being ripped open at times.
Yeah, I think I'm with Lee in terms of the 5 didn't flatter us, but the 1 maybe did.
Yeah.
They probably should have scored 2 goals at least, and not the OG. They had like that one where the guy was open goal and he kicked it off his own foot and it went out for a corner.
Yeah.
And then the other one where the guy was coming in from the left, he was 1-on-1 with Kelleher. All he had to do was lift it over him. But no, I don't think the amount of goals they scored flattered us at all. But they'll be coming away going, not as a team thinking they should have won it, but there'll be a couple of guys individually out there who'll be thinking, I should have scored a goal tonight. We probably would have lost anyway, but I should have scored. So Kelleher, yeah, close to me. Yeah, definitely, like he was in the last game. It's sort of man of the match, because if we don't save don't have his saves, we're not in a position to score the goal to win the game. But I can't not give it to Darwin after 2 goals like that in a performance like that. Just 2 goals of that quality just slightly edges the Kelleher saves. But this is becoming routine now for Cleveland Kelleher every single week. I mean, world-class goalkeeper. He's a world-class goalkeeper, and he's our number 2. He's a world-class goalkeeper by any measure now.
And it's very unusual for any club in the world to have 2 world-class goalkeepers. We never thought about that. And I'm going to K-Mac here, but I'm going on this comments. I want these comments, these people are putting in comments, so I'd really like to discuss them because they're part of us. And Soulboy says, I don't think they fully committed with the tackles tonight because of the City game, because these are the type of games you pick up injuries, K-Mac.
He's absolutely spot on. I was about to talk about that. It did look like people were being a bit tentative, and we weren't winning 50-50s, but we were pressing really high. Look, I need to be a bit more realistic here with everyone, because I know we're saying that like it could have been this, it could have been that. It could have been 8-3, and if you're walking away with the 8-3, are you happy? Because you don't seem happy. I couldn't give a shit. We would have scored 8 goals. Salah got 1 ruled off for offside, which was onside, which makes it 6, by the way, which makes it 6. Yeah. And Gapco had 2 1-on-1s where all he had to do was go round the goalkeeper or chip it or have a better shot. That makes 8. Seriously, are you not happy with 8 goals? Because that's how many goals we should have had today.
Well, I wasn't being happy with a win.
I was fine with a 4-1. And I got a 5 and a goal disallowed, which was onside. And by the way, we scored their goal. just to let you know.
Hey, we've got to put this in there. Can I just say this? Was it Paul
Man of the match was Endo, by the way.
Paul Tierney on VAR, and it was him who said in the ref's ear, he went, Salah's way onside, mate, but that fella was standing offside. But he wasn't in the playoffs. It was Paul Tierney, wasn't it? He was moonlighting, wasn't he? There tonight.
Probably. We'll find out. We'll find out. What was I going to say? Yeah, Endo was man of the match for me. Endo won like 14 out of 18 duels.
Yeah.
Like his forward passing was sensational in that game as well. He basically held us together from the onslaught. He literally.
Did you notice him, okay, Mac, when that little quick fella? He was away, and he was behind him, and he grabbed him.
Dragged him. Tried to bear hug him. I love that.
He knew the danger that we would have been in, and that's why he did it. He just did it.
He's a warrior. He's a real warrior.
Of course.
I'll tell you what though. This season reminds me of the season we won the league, and the reason why it reminds me of the season that we won the league is we've got some unbelievable squad players which have become unsung heroes. You know, like your Endos, like your Elliots, like your Gomez's, like your Kellers. We're having some real players now that are stepping up when players are injured and just filling in those gaps and performing outstanding performances. Like Gomez has played all over the back and in midfield. Elliott's played all over the front and in midfield. Like Endo's came on when we've had 10 men and won us games. Like seriously, this is what wins you leagues. This is what wins you quadruples. What we're doing now. Okay. And it could have been 8.
Well, I've shared all season now. I've said that this, we are better. This team is better than it was 2 years ago going for the quad. So therefore, it could be on. It's, where I gave getting the quad at the time 7 out of 10. I said, possible 7 out of 10 we could do it. Now I'd give it 9 out of 10. We can do it with this squad. And we seem to be winning all the time. Not only that, but we've been trying to fill big gaps in, left by big players. But now they're all coming back. And Szoboszlai, came on, plays well, scored a goal. And there's, they took McAllister off, put that young Bobby Clark on. He didn't put a foot wrong.
Oh, Bobby Clark is quality. Bobby Clark he showed today, that was his best game today. Do you see how he played on the pitch? What a guy.
But
guys, I told you about Bobby Clark.
Yeah,
I told you about Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
I told you about Harvey Elliott. I said about Harvey Elliott about 6 months ago. The guy's good. Now, you've seen in the last 4 games how important he has been. So, but
it was Jurgen didn't put a foot wrong tonight. He used that game as a warm-up for City. He even lulled them into a false sense of security about our defence, just for a laugh, because he's Jurgen. Him and Pep discussed him and let's have a really high line and let them get it a few times. And we'll make City think we're going to do that on Sunday. Pete Kravitz and Pep and Jurgen will be reviewing that ad infinitum this week before the City game, going, but we won't do. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get where I'm coming from? Please, someone say yes.
Yeah, come on.
Bro.
Sorry, I'm just unmuting.
Use this game in the way an intelligent manager like Klopp would to warm up for Sunday.
Simple. And that's why we look defensively a little bit lackluster, because, as I was saying before, it's just to go out there, get the job done. And in a weird way, it was good that the defence got a bit of testing done today before the City game, because City are going to do that anyway. So, all good.
But okay, I think Steve Evans sums it up anyway by saying, do you really think our defence will play like that on Sunday? Come on, we play like a training game tonight and score 5. That'll, but he misses say, that'll do me. Now, I really need to go to this one, and it's keep it real. And it's only what we've been saying about Gakpo. And he says, K-Mac, I know Gakpo didn't score, but he was involved quite a lot tonight, driving forwards with the ball. Was very good, just as finishing was poor. But that's... I'm not even...
Did he get any assists? Did he get any assists? Keep it real. Did he score?
Yeah.
What's his job?
Yeah.
We criticised Nunes.
Yeah.
He just looks so lost. He looks so lost out there.
He does. He's lacking
What
confidence.
What do you think? What do you think, Brian? With that, you keep it real. What he says.
Yeah, we spoke about it the other night. Gakpo.
Yeah.
What's going wrong with him? Little lad lost kind of thing. We've all come to the same conclusions. We're all using the same terms. Darryl said it there. He looks lost out there. We keep saying the same thing. I've said it from day one. If you don't nail down a position quickly, you end up being shunted around, playing here, there, and everywhere. And it's never good enough, to get your confidence up. Yeah. It's not going to be the best way forward to get a player into a team is to play him the way Gakpo is. And it's almost kind of sad. Like, you see him, and he's got that real kind of hangdog, looking at the ground when things go wrong kind of vibe about him. He doesn't have that energy. He looks deflated. He looks like he doesn't look happy, basically. You can read too much into the body language. But when he turned on that ball in the box, I thought, here we go. I thought he was going to bury that, because it was such a beautiful little turn, and then for just to kind of hit it straight at the keeper, it was like, that kind of sums it up for him. The last few months or whatever, it's just not happening. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. And maybe in 6 months' time, a new manager comes in and we can talk, Gakpo, what a player. But right now, he's in the doldrums, really.
Well, okay. Is anyone surprised? I'm going straight to you, K-Man. You love me, don't you? You love me. No, this is a gentle one. This is a gentle one. Were you surprised not to see young Dan's on tonight?
Oh, he's injured, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah,
got
because he
concussion.
has to do a week. He has to do a week off because of concussion.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
He smashed into the goalkeeper there. The Forest
I mean, he probably got us. Him smashing into the goalkeeper probably won us the game because their goalie couldn't save Nunez's header because he was injured. So that's a sacrifice we'll take.
But you know, I thought, to be honest, I thought that he would have played. Well, I'd say that he was injured. He had anyway. I thought he would have taken over Gakpo tonight. To be honest, that's just my opinion. But I didn't know that
he might
was
have.
injured.
He might have. But blessing in disguise, really. That meant Nunez played.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on the bench, which means that Nunez started and scored 2 goals and absolutely unbelievable goals, by the way.
Unbelievable goals.
Like that first one, I could have sworn the first one deflected, but it didn't. It just curled over the goalkeeper. And the second one, I mean, what a pass by McAllister again. Honestly, I understand exactly what Messi says about him now.
The power he hit that
the World Cup without him. He finds you wherever you are, like a range
But people
finder.
were calling him a donkey as well, though. You know the fans that were calling him a donkey.
And listen to him in his press conference and that. He's a future captain. He's got everything.
Well, let's keep it real, says here. Mo Salah's big as a toenail is the cause.
I'm going to send Jamie the link, all right, Frank? Sorry.
What? Are you going?
Jamie the link.
Oh, are you? Brilliant.
Yeah, send him the link. He wants to get on. Right.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I was going to say to you, was you there telling that I couldn't get on last night?
But you can tell him yourself in a minute.
I know, but that's what I was going to say to you. I couldn't. Everything went blank on me.
And Frank, there's going to be 7 of us on here, and we're playing Man United next week.
Hey,
how about that? Is that an omen or what? Is that an omen? Is he there?
No, not yet.
In an ideal world, I wouldn't have wanted to see Cozy tonight, or Diaz, or Ibu, or VVD, but we did anyway. We played them, and we finished the tie off. In an ideal world, we would have went there and just won 2-1 or 3-2 or something, but we didn't. We went there and finished it off. The tie's done and dusted now, mate. So there's a reason we gave away a lot of chances by playing such a high line. It was ridiculous.
Simple.
And also with the players who, all right, Gakpo didn't play well. The jury's out for you. For me, Ryan's right. Cody's done enough. He's a success already for me. All right, he has a rubbishy game tonight, but I've got a feeling he might score the winner at the weekend, Cody.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is with Cody was out of the 4 games since the Chelsea game, today was his best game out of them 4 games. His direction, he was fight. Remember that run we were talking about, Frank? Was it against Burnley from the halfway line? That's what he needs to do. He can do that. He just needs to score at the same time. We'll just pass it slowly to the right or to the left, whatever. But there's a player in him. I like his attitude as well. And, he's never moaned. So job done.
No, he doesn't moan. But I don't know. I just want to. No one has mentioned on here, and keep it real, says Prague ain't no pub team. They dumped Galatasaray out of the playoffs.
I did. I did. Yeah, I talked about Prague. I talked about their home record. I talked about the fact that they've been unbeaten all season at home, and we've just smashed them 5-1.
No, but keep it real, says Prague ain't no pub team.
No,
someone must have been on the chat must have been saying, they're like.
Steve said earlier on in the chat that Prague are just a pub team and they only showed up because it was in their backyard. And I said the same thing. I said that's totally unfair. That's what I said was, in all due respect, that's total nonsense.
Yeah.
They're a really good side. They're a really good football side.
Well, anyway,
They're not really good. We just smashed them 5-1.
No, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. They're not a pub.
Yeah, but Steve was just saying that like we should be happy we're doing them over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm buzzing. We just took their record off them. Like we just turned up and done them in. Like could have scored 8. Like,
there you go.
That's just how Liverpool do it in Europe.
I've got to introduce our lads here. I've got to apologise. I'm like a little school kid here now. And it was last night. I was going on the great Jamie Phillips's show. I was made up. I went, yeah, because Jason said, put everything up for me. He said, all you got to do now is just press the link and you're on. So I said, oh, great. So when he said, yeah, we'll get Frank on with K-Mac. And everything went blank on me. I mean, the whole of the my internet went down, unfortunately. So there you go. And there's Mr. Jamie Phillips himself. Jamie.
All right, guys.
Hi, Jamie.
I thought I'd bring the sex appeal up a little bit.
Yeah, OnlyFans is here. That's what I wrote in the chat.
I was going to say, Jamie, you still got that vest on from last night.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Yeah.
This don't come off, man. This don't come off. This is my when the postman opens the door look.
He's dead off down there in London, to be honest. So listen, been asking everybody else, and we've been talking about Kelleher, and we've been talking about they could have easily have scored goals, and even K-Mac admitted that they should have scored 1 or 2, and about Mo Salah's offside goal. That's a mystery. That's a mystery to us. So, what's your overall take on the 5-1-0 win? Obviously it's a great win, Jamie. But what's your overall take on the game itself? And are you made up that most probably we've got no injuries going into Sunday?
Yeah, look, I actually don't think we played that well, perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I thought we were very naive at the back. It weren't just Kelleher making saves. They missed, I think, 2 open goals, that they should have scored. I thought we were poor. But the problem is, Prague is just a party town. Yeah, it's just, it's what Prague is, man. It's a party town. Yeah, they got good football clubs, history and all that. But Liverpool are a level above Sparta Prague. Like, a massive level above. And if you look at Prague's record in their league this year, it's flawless. And then we turn up at Prague with not our best team and not really playing that well, and we win 5-1. And it's just, I think that says everything. I think Klopp knew what he was doing. He won't be happy. You can tell when he brought Virgil on for Joe Gomez, when he brought Virgil on for Canate, Klopp was basically telling Virgil to tell them to sort themselves out. You could see it. What he was telling him, go and sort them out, because I don't think Klopp liked how many chances we leaked. Not a chance in hell. He wanted us to play like that. So that's why he got Virgil on there, sort them out a bit. Kwanzaa didn't have the greatest game. That's his worst game for Liverpool so far this season, in my opinion. But he's a lad and he's a kid. Alexis McAllister, again, in this advanced 8 role. He's just disgusting. It's illegal. Should come with membership only. It's him in this role. Him in this role is different, man. And Darwin Núñez he's elite right now. It's as simple as that. He's elite. His ability off the ball, his movement off the ball, his pace on the ball. He terrifies defenders. I ain't seen a defender that's happy against defending Darwin Núñez at all this season. And he's got all this in his locker. And by the look of it, he's starting to mature as a footballer now as well this season. He looks like he's maturing as a footballer. And he looks elite right now. He really does. And it's funny that Alexis McAllister and Darwin are playing their best football once Wataru Endo is in the team. Because I think what Endo does, he does all that dog work and ugly stuff. How many times does Endo just win the ball back by just getting the ball, like getting it on the end of his toe, or putting a press on, and then McAllister receives the ball, and then McAllister receives the ball, and have you noticed that De Bruyne always looks for Haaland and McAllister always looks for Darwin? It's our version of Darwin. It's our version. All right, it might not be like De Bruyne and Haaland are probably like tier 1 level, and that's their version. McAllister and Darwin are probably tier 1B, just below that level. But if you look at it, McAllister every time gets the ball, where's Darwin? Bang, 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 bang. And that's because we've got Wataru Endo in the team. And he's doing all that work. So, yeah, it wasn't the greatest performance. I don't think Klopp would be happy with the league chances. But scoring 5 goals against them, tie's over, tie's done. You can play me and Frank next Thursday. It's perfectly fine. We're still winning that game. And Canate was all right. Kanate's fine. So everyone going mad about Canate, he's absolutely fine. It was precautionary. Klopp said it himself.
Coach said.
Right for Sunday.
Well, I think Jamie came out, and I don't care what anyone says, but he came out with the quote of the season about McAllister. He's disgusting, and you need a membership card to watch him play. That's fantastic.
You do, Frank.
That is absolutely fantastic.
I've just ordered a Liverpool shirt with McAllister on the back, by the way.
Can I just say something on those two as well?
I think Klopp agreed with me, by the way. I think Klopp said it was a bad performance as well.
Yeah. Can I just say something on those two? This is just the beginning of McAllister and Núñez. This is just the beginning. He's only had about 5 games this season where he's been played in the advanced 8. When Núñez has been on the pitch, by the way. Like, this is the beginning. Like, I talked about how good McAllister and Núñez are going to be together. Like, what McAllister's going to bring to Núñez's game. Because McAllister is such a clever footballer that he'll put the ball where Núñez doesn't have to think about it. Just like he did today. He crossed the ball perfectly. Núñez didn't have to think about anything. He just went, okay, ball drops, bang. Exactly where he needs it. And he'll do it over and over again. If we can get the two of them on the pitch together, honestly, there's going to be goals for fun and assists and the creativity, and just like there'll be loads of last minute goals as well in games where you'll just stick it right in the area where it's just going to cause havoc. Yeah. And there's always going to be someone there. Honestly, this is just the beginning for those two.
All right, Frank, can I say something to Jamie a minute?
Jamie, what have I said?
Jamie had a debate about who was better the other day, McAllister or Rice. McAllister.
Oh, right.
This is all over him.
McAllister, to me, is far better than Rice.
Yeah.
This is just me, though, and I'm not being biased, by the way. And I think K-Mac just summed it up there, by the way.
Yeah.
Just summed everything up, how we can find a player and a certain player. And Núñez will play a lot. I'm not saying play a lot better, but I think he'll score more goals. He's been proving it. He's been proving it now with McAllister. McAllister's a fantastic player. To me, Rice is a bustler. A bustler. That's what he is. And a bully. McAllister is class. Doesn't have to bully. He can play football. So there's a big difference between class and a bully. You've only got to look at, you've only got to look at the Liverpool and Chelsea game. You've only got to look at that, and he was, the best in it, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion. Whether people agree with me, I don't know. Whether people that agree. But I just want to see this.
I've got to jump off, guys. All right. I've spent too long away from the wife now. Okay, so I've got to go back. All right. See you later.
Hang on a minute.
Núñez will need a Patreon account soon to watch them.
Okay, Matt, before you go,
Yeah.
just answer this one. Okay. And it's by Red Bears, and he says, if we're being honest, the scoreline did flatter us, but I'll take that every game. I don't care as long as we score more than the opposition. I'm being shameless. I celebrate a win, no matter how we get it. And I think that'll suit you down to the ground, K-Mac.
Yeah, we should have scored 8 tonight. Simple as
Yeah.
that. Like, we should have scored 8. Like, we had 1 disallowed and Cody Gapco had 2 1-on-1s. Like, it could have been 8.
Okay.
We roll on, and 5 goals in the bag. Man City will hate seeing that, and Manchester United will hate seeing the fact that we've done that first leg. So second leg we can rest and play all the kids, and we'll have our best strength team against them.
And we'll be all fit, won't we, by the way, because I think Jones will be back.
And Trent
will be back. So, you know, we'll have
Ali will probably be back as well by then. Ali will probably be back then as well.
Yeah.
We could put Adrian in goal for that game.
Well,
no, I thought you meant Man United. I'm like, no.
No, for the second leg.
No, I'd rather play Keller for that. I'm sorry. Like,
you never know.
2 of those goals would have gone in. See you later, guys. All right.
See you,
thanks a lot, K-Mac.
Bye.
Great. Right over to you, Jamie. This one. To be honest, since Claudio Taffarel arrived as one of our goalkeeping staff, both Ali and Kelleher levels have gone up 2 notches. Would you agree with that?
Don't know about Alisson because I don't remember him ever being bad. So, but Kelleher, yeah, I mean Kelleher is the best number 2 goalkeeper in the Premier League. I look at all the other goalkeepers in the Premier League; they're number 2s. Ortega for City, I think Kelleher's better than him. I don't even know United's number 2 is. Who's United's number 2?
Some Turkish guy.
No, he says better than him. I personally think Kelleher's better than Aaron Ramsey. He's best with his feet. I think he's better. I actually think he's better with his feet than Alisson is, just because of him playing Gaelic sport when he was younger and stuff like that. And I think that he's got better movement with his feet. And being an outfield player, he's a superb goalkeeper, man. Kelleher. Do you know the weird thing is Kelleher is the perfect Alisson replacement when eventually Alisson does leave one day. Kelleher's the perfect replacement. The problem is Kelleher's not going to wait at Liverpool for another 4 years for Alisson to leave, is he? So that's the issue of there. So if we do let Kelleher go next season, Liverpool have to have a buyback clause on his contract. Because for me, he's the perfect Alisson replacement. He does everything Alisson does. He comes out well. His one-on-one saving is excellent. His shot stopping is excellent. I never see him fumble anything when he comes to crosses, and his footwork is tremendous. So, if you want, he is the perfect Alisson replacement. So, I reckon in a few years' time, if you do let him go, you have to have a buyback clause in his contract. You just do that. We get first dibs at him. So
he's not a big head either. He hasn't got an ego. He just gets on with his job, and I'll go along with that. Since that Taffarel, he has improved. He has, and I think he's trying to emulate what Big Ali does, and he's doing it. But then again,
Taffarel is Alisson's hero as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah. But then again, I've always said about Ali, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And I said it before, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. It's like anything else. You don't leave your best players out. And it's going to be heartbreaking, in my opinion. But I think that Kelleher will just say, yeah, okay, I'm here if you need me again, if you know what I mean. This is when Alisson's fit. This is when Alisson's fit. And I'll go
and that's why I say, Frank, when you look at it realistically in the bigger picture and stuff, Kelleher, you should be happy. He could be at another team, number 1, of course, but maybe he's in relegation battles, letting a couple of goals in every other game and stuff. At Liverpool, he's getting game time, because of an injury. But He still gets Europa League games, still gets Carabao Cup games. And if he carries on doing well, he'll be, after Alisson, he could be the next goalkeeper. So it's up to him at the end of the day where he wants to play. But he should look at the bigger picture. He can stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career if he carries on playing the way he is now. So it's important.
I'm going to ask you boys this, and it's only what Drunk Vigo, Darwin was my man of the match. Redbird, Darwin, my man of the match. And I'm going to go to you, JK, and I'm going to end with, not ending the pod, by the way, I'm just saying I'm going to end with this, with Jamie. Who was your man of the match and why?
My man of the match, McAllister. Yeah, Alexis McAllister. I mean, Darwin's 2 goals are special. I don't think any of it happens. I think Harvey Elliott was really good today as well. I think Harvey Elliott got 2 assists, didn't he? So,
right.
Harvey Elliott, we should have a conversation about him in a minute because he's been sensational this season. But yeah, Alexis McAllister just in front of Darwin. I think McAllister was excellent today. Everything he touches, man. Yeah, he's just, and he's winning the ball back now. Alexis McAllister, all his playmaking and he's winning ground duels. Look how many times when Alexis McAllister wins the ball back now.
Yeah, but he did that when he was playing the 6. He had the most.
Oh, I know. I said that all the time.
He was quality. People don't realise what he was doing. His ground duels, he's like, he knows where the ball's going to be and he gets it.
Exactly. I do wonder, right? There is a part of me. I know Wataru Endo's doing fantastic, but when Klopp has his full team fit again with that midfield, I'd still wonder if he still goes McAllister in a 6, Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones. Because for me, on Sunday, you've got to play McAllister because they're the only ones fit. You've got to play McAllister, Szoboszlai and Endo. That's your midfield 3. But I do wonder after the international break when Curtis Jones is back available, does he go back to what we were starting the season with, McAllister in a 6, Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones? Because Curtis ain't done a lot wrong to be taken out of the team. I'm just wondering on that. It's an interesting thing to think about.
No, I agree with you there because he does love Curtis Jones, and he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind the other fella playing McAllister and that number 6, and Szoboszlai. You can't even leave Szoboszlai out, to be honest. So, but I think he will, especially with Jones coming back from injury. I think he will stick with. I think we've got our best 3, and I'll be against Man City. That'll be Endo in the number 6, and it'll be Szoboszlai and McAllister against City. That's what I think it'll be. And I think also that it'll be even when the other fella, Jones, will come back, free from injury. And I think he'll be rotated quite a lot, Jones.
Yeah, he'll be coming back and he won't be chucked in. I think the team needs Endo. He gives a lot of. He just sits there, and he proper sits. He isn't a drifter. And for me, when McAllister's game's getting better because of maybe that responsibility, it isn't on McAllister's shoulders no more. It's Endo's responsibility, and that's why you've seen a bit of the attacking skills of McAllister. And people were moaning back in the days, well, he's all right, this, that, and the other. I'm like, yo, he's playing the 6th position, He's
been mint. JK, he's been mint since we signed him. I don't get why everyone keeps saying.
He has.
I had that argument about McAllister and Rice, and all I kept getting from some Liverpool fans is that, you're being reactionary because McAllister was a bit mid when we first got him. And I'm like, that might be in your opinion, but not mine. Now, in my opinion, McAllister's been excellent for Liverpool, and he has shaped this brand new Liverpool midfield. If you go from the difference, 5th to top, the defence and the goalkeeper's the same. The forward line's the same. The only thing that's changed is our midfield. And for me, McAllister is one of the main reasons because he's knitted that whole midfield together. No matter who he plays with, Endo, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, Gakpo, if he plays in there. Same result every time. Win, 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 win.
But Jamie asked Vico that question. He don't like McAllister.
Some people did again. I know a lot of Liverpool fans who weren't too fond of him when he first, because he was playing that 6th position and McAllister's not natural to it. So it's hard to adapt yourself. But I remember before McAllister got his first injury, he actually started to look like he got that 6 bit nailed down, and he started to really perform. And then he got his injury, and now Endo's in, and Endo's taking his spot, and Endo's performing superbly. And McAllister's doing even better in the role he should play. That's how good McAllister's been this season. It's tremendous. And with Wataru Endo as well. What goes really missing about Wataru Endo is his build-up play. He's fantastic with it. His build-up play is excellent. You see him today when he's turning on the half turn and leaving the midfielder behind him and then just threading balls forward constantly. When do you ever see Endo playing a negative pass? You don't, do you? Not like
well,
that.
I said, Jamie, I think I put a comment on your show, and I said you were talking about Endo, and I said Endo can find our players in open spaces, and he was doing it tonight because some of our lads were passing to players, and he was it was being marked. But Endo, he was finding players in open spaces. Yeah. That's how good he is. And they're mostly forward passes. I wish K-Mac was here. There's 90%. As I've said, what's the stats on the forward passes by Endo? And must be 90-95%.
One of my favourite Endo bits is lately how many goals have we scored from him just putting a little toe in and the ball's veered off somewhere else to another player and they've gone bump into the forward and it's in the net.
Yes, and that's the beauty of our midfield. But I really think that Endo, I think he's there. I think he's proved a point, and he's pivotal for our running, and that's why he's there. And let's hope that he stays. And he's a strong lad, He got injured. He got terrible kick off that casino. And that other, a big bump as well. And look at him, he's back and he's playing and he's got a gum shield. I'm going to buy him a curly black wig so he looks like a proper Japanese scout.
Endo would look boss with a scout perm, wouldn't he, mate?
And a moustache.
Yeah, and a muzzy, yeah, of course. Yeah.
You could borrow yours, Frank.
You can borrow mine, yeah. You'd have to die.
I told you the other night, sorry to cut in. Me stepdad had a perm and a muzzy for Paris 1981. There's pictures of him on buses in Paris and outside the ground like that with a perm and a muzzy. He looks a muppet, like me dad with a stepdad with a perm and a muzzy. He kept the muzzy. When he got into the perm, he still had a muzzy. And me and my little brother used to rip on him and that and call him Mustafa because, like, Mustafa. We used to call him Staffer because he always had this crappy moustache.
Well, I had a curly perm, believe it or not, long black hair, curly perm, and the lads used to. That's so true. They used to call me Viva Zapata, and they really thought that Zapata's real name was Viva.
I tell you who you look like. I tell you who you look like, Frank. You look like Carlos Valdemiro in the day.
Carlos Valderrama, mate. He was a mental in, wasn't he? He was great in though. He was a really good player, like as well. But the haircut was off it, wasn't it? But like, it wasn't a perm with him. That was his hair, wasn't it? Valderrama. It wasn't a perm, mate. You know what I mean? If you do that to your hair when you've got straight hair, you need a slap in it.
I'm getting back to football. I'm going straight to Jamie, then to Brian. We just needed to sit back after 3-0 and manage. This is Mark Simons, and manage the game against a poor team, but carried on the way Tuai, and I don't think Jürgen will do this versus the septic tanks with the Haaland, etc. Jamie.
Yep. Hang on, sorry, I was just doing something. Say that again. This question, we just needed to sit back after 3-0 against poor team. It's the way we play, though, ain't it? That's the thing. Liverpool don't, Liverpool just go for games. It's Jurgen Klopp way, ain't it? It's Jurgen Klopp way of playing. I always get a bit like, I was saying it today. We're 3-0 up. Let's just play now. Let's just get the ball on the ground and just knock the ball about and stay solid at the back, and we can still probably score 2 more goals. So But it's the Jurgen Klopp way, man. That's why Liverpool are exciting to watch. Look, that game tonight, Liverpool-Sparta Prague, was a better football game than any of the Champions League games last night and the night before. More exciting game. And that's what Liverpool do, man. That's why Liverpool on telly all the time. They're the most exciting team to watch. And that's the way Liverpool play. Look, City would have bored you to shit. You know, they would have got the 3-0 up. Pass. You know, that's it. And that's City done. But Liverpool don't play that way, and Klopp never will. So next season, new manager, probably play a little bit of a different way, but it's Jurgen's way, man. That's why we can let some results sometimes slip up, sometimes the way we play, but can't say it's not exciting, can we?
So. No, absolutely. But, you know, we do get worried, especially with that little right back. You know, he was dinking balls as well. And he's also getting down the right. And he was a very dangerous player. I'm not saying, like, go out and buy him or anything like that. I'm not like that. But,
you know what, mate?
I thought you was his agent, Frank, then. Trying to get a deal to Everton. Trying to get a deal to Everton or something.
I'll buy him.
And people didn't know his name before, and they were going, who was that Prague number 2? I was like, he's no number 2, him, mate. He was good, him, like. Nothing poo about him, was there? That number 2.
Did you hear what Klopp said, though, about it? So they asked Klopp after the game, and they said, like, is anyone there from Sparta that you'd like to buy next season? They basically talking about that fullback, and Klopp actually said, I'm retiring. So it'll be up to the new manager. And he said the word retiring, not leaving. He said the word retiring. So I think he's done. Full stop. I think he's done full stop.
He's a joker, man. Don't listen to Klopp what he says like that, man. He's a joker.
He's having a little break, a couple of drinks. Yeah. He's going to chill for a bit, probably watch the Euros, and then want to come back in soon enough. Depends.
ITV and BBC One are trying to get him as a pundit, ain't they? Did you read about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bidding for him to be a pundit on either BBC One or ITV for the Euros.
Yeah, he did it in Germany when it was the World Cup there. He went to every sort of game. Fans were going crazy for him. The atmosphere was just wild because Klopp was he's show business, Klopp. He's show business.
Oh, he certainly is, yeah.
Can I just ask all the people out there, can you just press the like, please, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed? It doesn't cost anything. It's just to get my algorithm out there, please, because look who's on here. Jamie Phillips, you've got Lee Carlson, you've got Brian Morrison, you've got JK and Darryl. We just had K-Mac on. These are great football and lads. They know the stuff. And Jamie has his own channel, as you all know, because to me, he's the top dog, in my opinion.
You know what, Jamie? When I first got the internet, yours was one of the first channels I found. I've gone through a load of names, like I've had Vase of Flowers for a while, but yours was one of the first ones I found, and I liked it the most. We've got Redmen and that, which is like, you know, it's like Liverpool, but like out of all the just like fan channels, yours was the best one, and I instantly settled into it and loved it, mate.
I've been on Jay.
But he's got the lads who go on the chat, they know the football, and I've always complimented them on that. I've always complimented. I always say, you know, when Jamie's leaving, he said, I've got to go now, lads. I always thank him and the chat, because the chat. And Jamie, I tell you, the chat makes the channel. The chat makes what's that? The chat makes
Brian, that's Brian's.
Oh, yeah, the chat makes the channel, and I think Jamie should agree with that. But anyway, Drunk Vigo says Enzo was my second man of the match on the pitch after Virgil, because Virgil did quieten them all down. He did.
Oh yeah.
I'll go to Brian here. Brian, atmosphere is going to be something special on Sunday. City are going to feel the full force of Anfield. Would you agree with that?
I hope that's spot on. But yeah, I want to be. Yeah, I definitely want that to be spot on. I'd imagine for all the build up, all of the the songs, but hopefully when the match kicks off as well, that you can the team feeds off the fans and all that, and fans feed off the team, but hopefully you get an early goal. I think it'll be one of the best atmospheres this season because everyone's going to know really how big a game this is. I it's been quiet, but it's been better on and off. It's Anfield. It's not like it used to be, but I hope Ian is right. I hope he's definitely right because look, this is a bit of a gap year for City. I think there's a shot there for us this year to win this. Everyone knows how much it's going to mean to win it with Klopp this year. And I think it might be the bit that pushes us over. It's not being cliche, but like that kind of 12-man atmosphere. We haven't had it in a while, So, yeah, but one other thing I just want to say to Jamie is that I love his trust in Gaelic football because if you think for a second that he learned that kind of touch in Gaelic football, no man, Gaelic football is possibly the most agricultural game out there. He learned how to play the ball when he started playing real football. Gaelic football, yeah, that is a rough sport, man. He learned how to get hit.
Well, I mean, it manned him up.
He learned how to get hit, but if you want to learn how to play football. No, I'm only messing with you, but these guys, I know, they boot the ball. That's about it. They learn hand passes, but you're going to get hit a lot. It's a good place to grow up, but that's that is ground and his GAA. But the boys in Gaelic football would kill for that kind of touch.
Wasn't Niall Quinn Gaelic footballer before he was a our footballer? Niall Quinn.
He doubled up. There was a few of them that did that. They still rep because you could come home and referee. Like Niall Quinn played Gaelic football for Dublin, whilst still being a professional footballer, and someone else played it as well. I can't remember who it was. Their name is escaping me at the moment. It might have been Stapleton. Played Gaelic football at the same time as being a player, but you wouldn't do that now because Gaelic football is like a slightly less rough version of Aussie rules football. Like Aussie rules football is Gaelic plus rugby, so you get broken up.
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about Australian football. To be honest, I really don't. This is a Liverpool channel. We're talking about. I'm sorry to. I'm not having a go at you, Brian, but I don't want to talk about Australian football. I really don't. I want to talk about Liverpool. And I want to ask Jamie about our atmosphere on Sunday. I think, Jamie, will it be pivotal for us and the atmosphere? Will the atmosphere be pivotal on Sunday?
Yeah, look, the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere will be electric anyway because, it's Klopp's last game against Pep at Anfield, and that alone is going to have the team and the crowd going. Also, with Arsenal playing Saturday against Brentford, they'll probably be top of the league by the time we play. So again, that's going to give Liverpool an extra, give Liverpool City an extra more determination to win that game. So, the crowd's going to be electric, man. It's going to be a great game. I've said it for a while now. I believe Liverpool versus Man City games are the new El Clasico. They're the new, for me, they've taken over the Barcelona Man City games. I think these are the most exciting, best games in world football right now with the most quality in both teams. And I think they're going to show that Sunday. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I really do. And the crowd going to be immense. City have said they're going to stay in Manchester. They're not travelling to Liverpool the night before because they don't want to be apparently woken up with fireworks and stuff like that outside their hotel. So they're already got it in their minds that something's going to happen. So I think that's a bit of a weak mentality from City, perfectly honest.
Yeah, they're making excuses.
I think City are actually worried about us. I think City, not staying in Manchester the night before, travelling up on the day. I know it's not far, it's 34 miles or whatever it is between, but I think he just sends a little thing saying, hang on, they're thinking about us a lot. I think Pep always thinks about Jurgen Klopp's teams. I think Pep's petrified of what Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah and Luis Diaz can do against their defence, because City can see goals all the time now. All the time. And if you go back to the United game, if Rashford weren't shit, he would have had an hat-trick. You know, he was one-on-one one time and he touched the ball and then stood on it and miscontrolled it. You know, they got through quite a few times, Man United, in that game. City obviously annihilated them, but Liverpool better than United. So, yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
You think Pep's wife has put his undies in the wash after tonight?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, might have. She might have had to put her own undies in the watch after watching Liverpool. You know what I'm saying?
Paul Sarah says, I see Trench's rattles Ireland's over his comments on who will appreciate winning trophies more, us or City. What do you think about that comment, Brian?
Yeah, I saw that whole thing that's been kicking off there. All right, yeah, it's a bit of back and forth. You like to see it before the games, you know. And Haaland's had his say, Trent had his say, Haaland hit back, and you know, I like to see it. You know, all these guys, they're kind of media trained these days, so it's good to see people having a bit of a go. You know, it's before a big game, so it means nothing. Whoever wins the game on Sunday, that's all that matters. All that stuff will be forgotten about. But yeah, I'm all for it, you know. Get a bit of needle going and get a bit of heat it up before the game. It's all fine.
Well, Amarali, this is breaking this. Amarali Ghaznavi, I hope I've pronounced his name right. And he says, Michael Edwards has held fresh talks with FSG in America over a possible return to Liverpool. And that's coming from Paul Joyce. Paul Joyce is good, by the way. And he says, this is not a drill, Frank. This is real. And he goes on to say, oh my God. And anyway, you know, so is Jamie still there? Has he gone?
Making a cuppa.
Oh, he's making a cuppa, is he? Oh, but anyway, you know, I'd like your opinion on that. And I'll go to you, Darryl. What's your opinion on Michael Edwards returning, returning?
If that's true, I am going to be so happy if that is true. I've wanted him back for ages, and please let it be true.
Jamie, this is breaking.
So,
I don't know whether you're there. Michael Edwards has held fresh talks with FSG in America over a possible return. What's your take on that?
I told the world. The world should listen to me, Frank. That's what they should do.
Hey, did you make through this?
I have been saying on my shows for donkeys now that Michael Edwards don't want to be a sporting director. He wants to run the football club. That's what he wants. He wants to run the football club. And he wants to be COO. Now, if you go back to what FSG had this big international meeting in Florida last week, didn't they? With all their sports franchises. And what they did, they made Billy Hogan CEO of international affairs for FSG. That means, so he's CEO of international affairs, so he's CEO of Liverpool. But there's room in there for a COO who does the daily running of the football club. And I believe if you look at the sporting director that is free and available right now, the Bournemouth one, he's very good friend to Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards running the football club is the correct decision. He's a football man. He knows what this club's about. He knows what it is to take to get this club winning. He's the best at doing it through the data out of everyone else in our football club. He will then employ the right sporting director and the right manager, and then FSG will just be like a franchise owner, Frank, sort of like it will be like this franchise owner, and
he'll just run the
club.
Yeah, because I think they've got their hands in lots of franchises, to be honest, FSG. and I think they've bought now this golfing thing, and also they're buying an NFL football, their kind of football. And this is why, if he does bring Edwards back, and what you did say is actually ages ago, and I dismissed it. I really dismissed it, Jamie. I said he's never come back to Liverpool then because of the way he walked out as well. And I think you're right. I think you're spot on. And
and it's a bit weird though that Klopp's leaving and they're getting Edwards back. I mean, all it's got to do is start. Yeah, all it's got to do is start the conspiracy theories again, ain't it? All the conspiracy theories go by.
Is that Hughes guy, Jamie?
What? Brian Hughes, right? Brian Hughes, yeah, Brian Hughes.
Hi, Brian. Brian Fennell.
Yeah, Brian. Be up, man.
Brian Fennell. Well, he's a friend of mine. He's an American, lives in Seattle, and he's been over and he stayed there. We've gone out for drinks and everything else. Cracking lad. But he hasn't been on for a while. I think he was ill. Jamie told me he was, not you, Jamie, my producer, Jay. He told me that he hadn't been well, and I didn't know. And he said he'd be back next Thursday. I'd love you to meet him, Jamie Phillips. I really would, because he's one of the nicest fellas, and he knows his football. And he's a big, massive vet as well. Love him to come on next Thursday and meet you fellas. And Amirali says, yeah, Jamie's right. And hang on. These must be all your lads, Jamie.
Yeah. Big up to man.
Edwards can be what he wants, and Ralph Klopp does alongside him. I'm all good, he says. And there again, this is what he says, Amirali. The meeting took place in Boston last weekend, where Edwards speaking to the FSG owner and President Mike Gordon. The talks are significant development, given that Edwards, what he said previously. I think this is great news. So, Jamie, how do you think it, if he did, and he, as you said, took over, like looking over the club, what changes do you think he'd make?
I'm not sure what changes. I just think he'll bring stability.
Yeah,
I think that's what he'll bring. He'll bring stability. So look, Jurgen Klopp is the stability of Liverpool. He's the stability of FSG, and that's what Klopp is. And now he's leaving. And I think what the owners are doing, people might not like it, hate him and all that, but I think what we have to give them credit with, they look like they're trying to do the right thing. They're getting someone in. Michael Edwards is well-renowned, absolutely adored by the Liverpool public. Built a great squad with Jurgen Klopp. We forget what the players and the deals and the transfer. We don't sell players very well now. Michael Edwards used to sell players really well all the time. And he helped build this squad with Jurgen Klopp. And now they're going, if the rumours are true, he's going to be put in the COO position where he runs the football club. He has the say on how the football clubs run daily. He lives in Liverpool, I believe, still, Michael Edwards. So he will run the football club. He'll be at the grounds every week. He will be everywhere. The owners will then just be franchise owners. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be franchise owners of all their businesses and they're trying to employ people to run their business who know how to run that business properly. And I don't mind that. I don't actually mind that. I don't mind you being a franchise owner as long as you get someone in who knows how to run the business.
And knows about football. And knows
exactly.
More importantly, knows about football because Michael Edwards does.
Exactly. And you get Michael Edwards in charge. He gets Richard Hughes in, who he's a big fan of and he really rates as a sporting director. And then they get their manager in. And and I think with Klopp leaving, I think we can sit there as fans. If they get, if the scenario is Michael Edwards as COO, Richard Hughes as sporting director, and Xabi Alonso as manager, I think as a Liverpool fan base, we got to sit here and go, that's about as good as you can get without having Jurgen Klopp. So I think they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. But it's all to see. I mean, he might turn it down yet, so we don't know. But yeah.
Well, I don't think he'd go. To be honest, I don't think he'd fly out to Boston. I think he's, gone over there. He must have had some idea what they were going to ask him, and then gone over.
I reckon they gave him a steak as well.
Yeah,
I reckon he's bought a steak.
They put it to him. And I think that because they knew what he wanted, Michael Edwards. They knew exactly what he wanted, so he's gone over there. I think that's great news, and that's just breaking now because it would never have broke that news if it would have been a bit iffy if he'd take the job or not. I don't know. But TW, do you agree with him there? He will free up Billy Hogan.
Yes, I agree with that. See how my voice went there? I agree with that. And I agree. You need to come on more, Jamie. I know you've got your own channel and your own stuff and that, and you've got a busy life apart from that. You need to come on more, mate. This has been great. In the last 5 minutes alone, mate, you've come out with a lot of goals about the behind the scenes stuff. Like, you're putting the rest of us to shame, lads. But I still want you to come on more.
Appreciate it.
Oh, well, that's nice. It's the Lee Carlson show.
No, mate, brilliant stuff. The last 5 minutes, what you've been saying about Edwards, whatever, and maybe there was a falling out with Jürgen. All that stuff, it's gold, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Paul Joyce has just tweeted it. So Paul Joyce has said, should Michael Edwards return to Liverpool, he will appoint sporting director Richard Hughes.
Jamie,
so for Paul Joyce to have all this information, and he's the one, let's all face it. So him to have all this information, the talks must be extremely positive. They must be.
Wow.
Frank, have you seen this as well? Fabrizio Romano has said that Liverpool are highly interested in Atletico Bilbao forward Nico Williams, who has a £43 million release clause.
Oh, I'll tell you something right now, and I said this as well. I think Liverpool are going to spend a shitload of money this summer, and people are going to be shocked because I think they're going to have to rebuild the football team again to go for the next few years. And I think if Michael Edwards is coming to the club to run it, in my opinion, money's going to be spent. Otherwise, he wouldn't come back. That's it. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a weird time, but a good time.
Yeah.
Well, Ravi Bikari says, and I'll go to you, JK. I want Ruben Amorim. I just think the way he plays football will suit Liverpool perfectly. JK.
Yeah, he's doing well, but you only got him and Alonso as the two guys you can pick from when you're looking at it realistically. So at the two, just take your pick, isn't it? Alonso, maybe that Liverpool connection gets him that job. So Almiron, a lot of people are hyping him up. So, and he's doing pretty well there. So, but for me, I like Alonso as well. But I like the guy from Tottenham. As soon as Klopp said he's resigning, I just like the guy from Tottenham. So it's up to you guys.
No, I'm going to go along with Alonso. I'll tell you for why. Alonso knows about Liverpool. Amorim doesn't. Amorim does not know about Liverpool. And the beauty of it is, who I speak to here in Liverpool, they'd say they're willing to give Xabi time. And if this Amorim does come in, hypothetically, he does come in, and he starts off bad and, just like changing everything, they could turn against them. They could see Liverpool fans are so placid. They really are placid. They know the football, and they do give people time. They really do. But if they turn against someone, they turn them, and there's no turning back with them. It's as simple as that.
Oh, I'll just add more information.
Go on.
Apparently, if Michael Edwards says to this, yes, they go let Michael Edwards then appoint Richard Hughes, and then Liverpool go and make their official approach to Xavi Alonso.
Go away.
Yes.
Oh, that'll do me. That'll do. That's fantastic news. That's great. Love it. And Brian Fennell, yes, love the younglings to continue developing, but we're spending, says Brian Fennell. But we're spending. That's lovely, that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, look now. The bear. Great, he's got some names here. Yes. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. The bear says. Joyce tweeted Liverpool. I've had a second meeting with Edwards.
Yeah, it's all kicking off, man.
So what would? Yeah, I'll go to Brian. Brian, what would it be if I love Michael Edwards, by the way, because the players he brought in, were absolutely brilliant players, and they've gone now. Most of them out, but they were brilliant for us. Anyway, what do you think, Brian? How would it make a massive difference, or was it just like, yeah, well, okay, we've got this fella in, and make a little difference? So do you think it'll be a big difference or a massive difference, or what, Brian? If Edwards comes here,
well, the boy left. He went off. He wanted to do his own thing. I don't like the fact that we're having to offer him the keys to the kingdom just to get him into the negotiation room. The guy has made it clear that he doesn't even want to work in football. There was this idea that he demanded more stuff to sit around. It wasn't that. We offered him his old job back. He said no. We went back saying, right, what if we don't give you your old job? What if we give you the even bigger job, which means appointing essentially the guy who used to do your job? And he's still going, oh, okay, I don't like it. It's max of desperation. It's max of going back to the past. There's this idea that Michael Edwards is a one-off. You can never get him again. Most of the people that are kind of crying, saying if we don't get him back, we can't do anything. I had never heard of him when we employed him to talk to the data analyst, employed by Damien Comoli, the guy that everybody laughs about. People didn't know who he was 10 years ago. Now he's the Messiah. He's not the Messiah. He's just a sporting director.
A very naughty boy.
Exactly. I was waiting for you. I knew Jamie would come in. I was leaving it out there for someone. But you get what I mean? There's a new Michael Edwards every 5 years. It was Monchi at Sevilla. Before that, it was someone else. If he doesn't want to come back, don't, lie prostrate on the ground in front of him and say, we'll give you everything you want. Go out and get the next best guy, because they're sporting directors. Go out and just get it done quickly. If he doesn't want the job, stop offering him the job. Go and get the next best guy and move on. LFC, Frank, we're bigger than everything. We're bigger than Michael Edwards, bigger than Jurgen Klopp.
Bigger than that, yeah, absolutely. Bigger than Jurgen Klopp. Bigger than Jurgen. Bigger than
And
Jurgen.
that's why the guy from West Ham, we were on about it earlier, me and Brian, about Paqueta, Kudus, for the prices they paid for him and how much they can sell him for now. That's big money. So, and that's with the Rice money and what he's done to that team. Okay, they lost today 1-0 against Freiburg, but he's transformed that midfield, like the names he's got in there for that money he got for Rice. So I quite like him, actually.
Well, okay, I don't know. I don't know about this fella. I'm being honest. I agree with Bear here, and he says need to find out more about Michael Hughes. Can I go to you on that, Jamie? Sorry to put you on the spot, Michael Hughes.
With Mr. Hughes. Look, I believe he was a Bournemouth player at one time, wasn't he?
West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham. And I think he retired at Bournemouth as a player, if I remember rightly, and then became sporting director at Bournemouth. Look, there's this thing about sporting directors at the moment that you got every a certain sporting director can touch gold and another one can't, but there's a lot of sporting directors that people have never heard of that bought a load of and then have gone to a team like West Ham now. No one really heard of that sporting director before, or even mentioned him that I ever heard in circles, and now everyone talks about him. No one knew Michael Edwards when he was sporting director at Liverpool. He got promoted in the job within Liverpool to sporting director, and now everyone obviously sees Michael Edwards as some kind of god as a sporting director. So people are getting on the bandwagon saying like Rich Hughes can't be good enough because he's a sporting director at Bournemouth. Doesn't mean anything, man. He's a good. He will do a better job. He will have more resources and a different player profile to look at than he did at Bournemouth. That's the thing, At Bournemouth, they got a particular profile they have to look at. They're probably looking at trying to survive Premier League football. With a certain wage bill, they've got no money really coming in because they've got 11,000 seater stadium. So they're trying to. They got to work within that means. With Liverpool, you got more revenue coming in, more money. Bigger profile player to look at that he probably wants to look at, but he can't look at it with Bournemouth because where Bournemouth are domestically and where they are in their league. So I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be a good bit of business. Yeah, I think it'd be a good bit of business.
I think Brian Morrissey's just nailed it down a minute ago when he said there's a new boss sporting director every fart end, in it, or you said 5 minutes, Brian, and it's like that, isn't it, with sporting directors? Yeah. You've never heard of them, you don't know who they are, but there's a new flavour of the month every fart end, isn't there, with sporting directors? So you're exactly right there, Brian.
I've got some more news, Jamie.
Oh, mate.
Ivan Scarf, Sky Sports News.
Yeah.
Just tweeted new. Michael Edwards has agreed to come back to Liverpool Football Club.
Shit.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. It's on. It's on. It's on. I'm telling you, I said the other day, I think we'll hear everything happen during the international break because we'll have that damn period. I expect with this news, by the international break, we'll hear who the new sporting director is. And I reckon by towards April, we'll have a great understanding of the next manager will be as well. It's obviously moving ahead now.
If Monchi was still in the mix, I'd give it to him just for the name alone, mate. It's a great name, isn't it?
Great name.
Monchi.
One name. Monchi. Yeah, anybody that gets to be known by just one word, that's class. Monchi.
Yeah, it's
Monchi is great,
Monchi. Man. I'd even have Ruben Amorim as manager just because he's called Ruben. We haven't had a Ruben, I don't think, since Ruben Bennett, who was Shankly's drill sergeant, wasn't he? He was Shankly's fitness guy, Ruben Bennett, old Scottish guy who was like a PT trainer in the army. And Shankly got him to drill all the players, Ruben Bennett. He was every bit as important as Fagan, Moran.
All right, I've got some more news as well. Michael Edwards would be expected to be the head of recruitment and the analytics department. So basically, that means he'd run the football club. He would lead the appointments for any new sporting director and Liverpool's manager, with Xavi Alonso, the front runner to succeed Klopp. That's coming out from, is it Andy Hunter from The Guardian? That's a good.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically what we've been saying, that he will be running the football club, basically. Crazy, man.
Great times.
What a day. What a day. We smashed the team 5-1. Then we get in this news.
Well, he's played a blinder, Jamie, hasn't he? He's played an absolute blinder when you look at it.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we didn't look great. We were going there saying, we'll give you this. And he was like, no, not interested. Thinking they'll come back with more. We came back, like I said, with the keys to the kingdom. You now run the whole bloody freaking operation here.
Yeah.
And he's played a blinder, like I said, from 10 years ago, being appointed as a data analyst by Camoli to running the whole football club. Well done, Michael Edwards. Well done, man. If you pull that off, fair play.
Does that also? I know we've never really gone away with it that much, but I think we're going back to the days of full data. You know, like we did under, you know, because Klopp and Pep Linders, they got a little bit more transfer power. You know, the Gakpo deals
Klopp did,
are very well mentioned about that. You know, they were really there. So, by the look of it, if Michael Edwards is taking over the club, Richard and Hughes comes in, it looks like we're going back to that full data, the way we used to do business. And if you look at the times when Klopp was building his team with Michael Edwards, it's through all data. And look at the players we had, the best times. So maybe that's the right thing. That's the right way to go. And the way with the Premier League coming down now on, you know, teams for spending and stuff like this, it might be the best. It might actually be a nice, sensible way going forward. Because did you see Chelsea's record books today?
Yeah.
They made a £93 million loss. £93 million loss. And they're not going to be in Europe. And they're not going to be in Europe next season. So that's going to be another 100 million next year. They're in massive trouble financially. And they haven't got the stadium to get revenue from either.
Great.
But I'm at early stage. If FSG get Edwards back and Alonso, they've done the best they can do to replace Klopp. Would anyone agree with that?
I agree.
Agreed, yeah.
We're all at 100% then. We're all in favour, you know, of Xavi coming back and Michael Edwards.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fantastic, to be honest, because here in Liverpool, you know, Lee, here in Liverpool, I'm talking about 99.9% of people, football supporters, Liverpool football supporters, want Xavi, because Xavi is Liverpool. He's got two little Scouse kids. They were born here. And one of them, the eldest lads, are saying, when are you taking the job? Let's go back to Liverpool. You know, it's just like Klopp's wife, you know, because she loves it, like Rafa. When Rafa still lives here. Yeah, and the kids love Liverpool. They're all Reds, every one of them. And it's just fantastic the way the atmosphere is now. And that's why I said about the atmosphere on Sunday. I think it'll be pivotal. I think it'll be like a European night. I really do. And they'll be up for it. They'll be well. I remember Kyle Walker. I was there at the game when we beat them 3-0. Remember, in the Champions League. And after the game, it was fantastic atmosphere. And he turned around and he said, I don't know whether he's ever remembered it, when he said, I've never felt an atmosphere like it in my life, in my playing career. That's what Kyle Walker said. It frightened him.
It's lovely when opposition players come out and say things like that. I mean, he wouldn't say it for nothing. He's not going to say it if it weren't true, like, is he? And he didn't say it about Old Trafford. He didn't say it about the Emirates, like, did he? So,
you know, the other day after Man City, who did they play at the weekend?
Sheffield United. No,
it wasn't Sheffield United. Brian Lee.
City played United.
I was Man United, wasn't it?
Yeah, they beat Man United, and
3-1. 3-1.
Yeah. And did you see when the guy at the end was asking him questions? Pep was worried. He's only worried about Liverpool. He didn't worry about Arteta and Arsenal. United, no one. It's only Liverpool, Anfield. And he's worried since last week. So him seeing that result today, that's going to get him more worried. And that's the only way we can beat them. Then the stadium rocking, we can do them.
I think we do beat them. I'm not going to get on the bandwagon, but I think we beat them. And just to make this so more sweeter, Chelsea fans have just said Liverpool getting Michael Edwards and Xavi Alonso, while we're stuck here with the Chuckle Brothers.
This is why I keep saying, like, I'm not a massive FSG app person, because I do look around football and I think they do run the football club really well. It's just what annoys me and annoys other people is that they don't give Klopp enough at times to get players he should be getting. And I agree with everyone on that opinion. But when I look at the business side behind the scenes, I wouldn't want to be Chelsea. I don't care how much money they're spending. I wouldn't want to be a team that's just made a £93 million loss, that are sitting mid-table in the Premier League with no chance of Europe, not got a stadium big enough to get revenue from, and they're not a big enough club worldwide to get merchandise sales from. So they're in trouble. And like, if Bowley takes the hit, the problem with Bowley taking the hit, right, to keep FFP sweet, Bowley has to put in £100 million of his own money into a bank account. And that tells the FFP that the people regulating it goes, well, there's the money. If anything goes tits up, there's £100 million of my own money in this account that I can put into the football club to keep away from FFP. So will he put £100 million of his own money into a separate account to keep that sweet? No, that's what the City owners do. That's why they're getting away with it, because they put their own money into accounts. And that's why they've been getting away with it. Forest can't do that. That's why Forest are going to get done. Everton can't afford to do that. That's why they've got done. And Chelsea, the only way they're going to get away with it is if he does that. So, but it's got to be his own money.
Talking about the atmosphere on Sunday and how great our fans are, I have to criticise them tonight. When Salah's goal got ruled no goal, somebody should have started the chant, "Are you Tierney in disguise? Are you Tierney in disguise? Are you Tierney in disguise?"
I don't even know what it's allowed.
The drum and bass remix.
Chasing status.
Just give it.
No wonder you're not in the cop choir there, Lee.
It wasn't a brilliant effort, Nico. Sorry, it was not.
I was expecting better there.
Yeah.
But what you think, Brian Furnell? What you think? Again, I'll go to you and just go around, Lee. I'm sorry, Jamie. Bowley will take the financial hit next year, but look for a fire sale the year after. Just rewards for the other club. What do you think?
The problem is they go to a fire sale when players are on 8-year contracts. Who's going to buy them?
Yeah.
Who's going to go, right, you got to get rid of that geezer on the... Who's going to go and buy Mudryk? Like, seriously, who's going to go and buy... They paid £88 million for Mudryk, yeah? Who's on a 7-year contract. How you going to get him out of the team? It's going to be extremely difficult. What Chelsea going to have to do is they're going to have to sell all their youth like they used to under Roman. That's how they kept going. And they're going to have to sell players that are actually more beneficial for the Chelsea team. Like, they're going to have to sell what's his name? Who's that midfield? What's his name?
Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher. He's Chelsea's best midfielder this season by a country mile, yeah? They're going to have to sell him because they can't afford to let go of Enzo and Caicedo. So they're still going to have the same problem. So they're going to let go of players that actually benefit Chelsea more than the new players that they've signed. And they will continue having struggle after struggle. It's madness.
The FFP news over the January period was like birds whistling on a nice day, for FSG. They thought, bingo, we're going to look like a bunch of roses here now, So in that way, it's worked out wicked for them. It's worked out top class.
Can I just say, if there is a fire sale, I can't afford to buy none of their players for like 100 million or nothing. But if Chelsea are having a fire sale, if they've got a 2-seater couch going cheap, I'll have that because I need a new 2-seater couch in their fire sale. No, I do. And I reckon they want to be nice as long as it ain't blue, because I've already got a blue one.
I reckon Bowley's probably got a nice one in his office just there.
Well, Saf said Chelsea are going to get done for FSP.
They will.
And they're bound to, as you said, Jamie, there before, they are going to get done.
£90 million loss. And they're going to have to sell. They're going to have to make at least £200 million through sales. That's what they're going to have to make £200 million through sales. And then not buy anyone, really. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle for them, man. It's going to be a struggle. Same with Forest. Same with Everton. I think Villa could be in trouble in a couple of seasons' time if they don't start making a bit of money back because they spent a lot of money. it's not right. FFP is not correct. If you've got rich owners, you should be able to spend as much money as you like, in my opinion, to make your team better. But they're the rules, unfortunately, and we've got to live by them. And the rules are shit.
They also went tooth and nail. They also went tooth and nail with us for 8 weeks to sign Lavia. For fuck's sake.
Who they don't really
and he
need.
hasn't played, hasn't he, Lavia? Lavia hasn't played at all, which is a disgrace. And if they do you reckon that if they get, if they're accused of something and get done, it has to happen to Manchester City? It has to.
Yeah.
It has to. And this is why, the Premier League is in such turmoil over all this. I'll go to you. I'll go to you on this, Brian. Would Liverpool fan, if this Bowley came in and bought Liverpool, I mean when he bought Chelsea and say he sold when FSG said was selling, and he bought Liverpool, and we were buying all these players, do you think that Liverpool football fans would, the likes of us, do you think that unlike the Chelsea fans were made up that they were buying all these players and they said, look what we're going to do, not knowing the consequences. Do you think that Liverpool fans would have said, hang on a minute, this is not right, and had to go at their Bowley if he would have bought Liverpool? What do you think on that?
Yeah, I know you don't like when I go off on too many tangents or whatever, but like the thing about Bowley and all that is he's just like the face of a hedge fund. That's all he is. And we have a hedge fund ownership. They have a hedge fund ownership. This guy is kind of just the face of it. So yeah, he is the guy. And also when they bought Chelsea, because they were given a knockdown price because it was a forced sale, they were also forced into commitment to spend X amount of money on the club, and they tried to hyper kind of accelerate that because for them they don't care. It's all about revenue at Chelsea. It's not about profit or loss. They will sell it. It's him and a bunch of other guys. Like these are the American hedge fund owners. Like we got the American hedge fund owners that aren't going to town party style, but it's the same model as FSG. It's just a bunch of guys in America that own a hedge fund, bought up a few clubs, and they're just going to do whatever they want to do with them, and eventually sell them. I don't like any of them. I don't like the model. Like if Bowley came in and did this at Liverpool, yeah, look, he was being laughed out of the show from day one. With with all the silly suggestions about all-star games and this kind of stuff. It was a bad look, but that's Chelsea. Chelsea fans are used to just spending money, buying players, sacking managers, and then doing it all over again. Liverpool fans are different to that.
Yeah.
We had those Cowboys. We had a Bowley when we had Gillette and Hicks coming in flashing all. Remember that first interview where Hicks takes the big huge bundle of cash out of his pocket going, this is what it's going to take to make Liverpool champions. That was cringy. We're going to spend all this money. We've seen that all before. We've seen these guys come in. They don't care about Chelsea. They just care about the bottom line. They'll sell that thing on. It doesn't matter how much money it loses because they'll just sell it to someone else. It's a joke, Frank. I don't know, man. To be a Chelsea fan right now, 100 million on a player like Mudryk. We could build a squad with 100 million, and they're throwing it away on left wingers that they don't play. Yeah, it wouldn't last 5 minutes up here.
Okay, Jamie, what's your take on that?
Yeah, fuck them. I wouldn't want these kind of owners, man. I don't. Look, I'm all for owners spending money, but what you need a structure behind it, a reason behind it, a profile behind it. See what Chelsea said they were doing was buying all the best young players in Europe. So in 3 and 4 or 5 years' time, we ain't going to have to need to spend money because we have all these players. Yeah, but they bought shit young players. This is the problem. They didn't go and get Jude Bellingham, who's a young player. They didn't go and get Vinny Jr., who's a young player. They didn't go and get the brilliant young players in Europe. They got second-rate young players. Some of them will turn out to be okay and pretty good, but a lot of them are not good enough. And that's the reason they've been mid-table for 2 seasons in a row now. Ain't just the managers. The players ain't good enough. You know, people think these players are good because some players got bought for 60 and 70 million. So in people's minds, they must be decent footballers for that price. No. You know, all the owners of these clubs and sporting directors of these clubs are like, Chelsea want your player, all right, 70 million. You know, Mudryk, 88 million pounds. Shakhtar must have been laughing. Yeah, all right, yeah, go on. Yeah. He's never going to be an 88 million pound player. It's just the fact that you've got to have. If you looked at the way Roman did it when he was at Chelsea, right? I don't like Roman Abramovich because where he put his money and all that sort of stuff, but he had a structure in place how to spend the money at Chelsea. You know, they used their youth system as a farm basically to make money from, and then they went out and bought very good footballers, proper footballers under Roman Abramovich. These guys just throwing cash around like it's going out of fashion, and it's not working for them. And they're going to struggle now. As I said, they've made a £93 million loss. They're mid-table. They're going to make another loss next year. It's going to happen because they're not in Europe next season, and they're a mid-table team for 2 years in a row now. And they've got a lot of average footballers. It's going to be a struggle for them, and that's why I don't want owners like that. If an owner comes in that's got to spend 300 million in one summer, but they've got a structure behind them and a profile behind them that's what they're going to do, go for it. But their structure and profile is completely wrong because they didn't buy the best in class for that age group, and they had the money to spend. They could have got Jude Bellingham if they wanted. They could have gone Real Madrid and gone, yeah, we'll give you a world record fee for Vinny Jr. Because they could have, because they're spending that money. So it's their own fault.
But what do you think that they realised the consequences, though? Do you think someone advised them, don't be doing this? You won't be able to get rid of any players. You know, if they are flopped.
They're Tory pricks. They just saw money and spent it. You know what I mean?
I have to pull you up on something.
Get up to Liverpool and look here. You know about socialism. Just get up here. You'll be all right. Go on, Nate.
I've just looked on my phone, and Chelsea are in Europe next season. Todd Bowley has bought them all.
Oh, yeah.
Eurostar, you know what I mean? But he's undecided. He's booked them. And if they do any worse, they're going to go on the ferry, aren't they, to Europe next season? Because it's cheaper than the Eurostar, apparently.
Oh, yeah, Eurostar's a bomb now. You know, especially going first class like myself, Lee. You know, I need a bit of luxury in my life, you know.
Bless 12 man.
I tell you.
This 12th man, are you 12th? You're okay?
Evening, bro.
Excellent.
So,
yeah, I was surprised.
Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game? 12th man, listen, did you watch the game? Did you watch the game tonight? Did you get to watch it?
Absolutely, yeah. I was fortunate enough to be able to do a watch along today, even though normally I don't do many watch alongs, but the watch alongs I have done have been good watch alongs. At least they've been like the end result has always been a good one. I'll knock on wood for that one. But yeah, it was a good day today. Very good day. I thought I was going a little bold by saying 4-0 originally when I made my score prediction on your show, but you know, 5-1, I'll take it. So.
Well, we won by 4 clear goals anyway, so I think you're right. Technically, you're right. So you're all right there, which is excellent stuff. And you've got Steve Evans, and he says, how can we feel sorry for the club whose fans spat at the Hillsborough Memorial and continue with the Hillsborough chants, etc.? Scumbags. Hope they get hammered like City should. And that's
Chelsea they were like a fashion statement sort of club. It's like the way City are now. You go to other countries, you'll see Chelsea football shirts where foreign people will be wearing the Chelsea because Chelsea were fashionable when Mourinho Abramovich were there. And their fans sort of, when Bodie came in and went crazy with the purse strings, they thought, okay, we're back to business. They are, the fans. They didn't expect that they're going to buy a load of donkeys, you know? Okay, I've got a question for you guys. If Klopp was the manager and he had them players and he was at Chelsea, would they be doing better today?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think so as well.
Absolutely. They'd be right up there. They'd be right up at the top of the tree. I'm telling you now. You know, fighting it out with us and City and Arsenal. They really would, because he knows how to mould players. And don't forget what he predicted, Jurgen Klopp. He said, I'll have the Premiership within 4 years.
Yeah.
I'll have it in 4 years. We thought you went there, Jamie. We're all talking about you and everything, calling you.
Yeah, sorry, I needed nature call.
Yes, of course.
Can you imagine
if
we beat City on Sunday, how venomous and nasty the anti-Liverpool bile's going to be online?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be horrible. But
Do you
I'm
know
looking forward to it, because I've already got me taunts saved up. I haven't made half of them up yet, 12 for Jamie, anyone who's watching. But I'm wicked like that. I've got a great sense of humour for ripping on other fans when they have a go at us. Like, it's only if I'm in the mood, and I am in the mood to have Chelsea. If they start struggling financially and start going down, you know what I mean? Oh, I can't wait for it. It's going to be glorious.
You know, when we beat Chelsea, Lee's passion after the game, I've never seen him ever like that. I was like,
I've never
he's
seen
against these guys. It was good to see.
That's a good shout, that, JK, because I've never seen passion like that in my life, and it was unbelievable. And even everyone, you see Curtis Jones hobbling down, you see Darwin vaulting over boards and everything else, you know, the kind of boards he kicks. But anyway, right to Jamie, sorry there, Jamie, McManaman. Norman says McManaman was harsh on their keeper for Nunes' goal. He hit it with much venom. It moved him mid-flight. Great hit. Did you listen to McManaman with that, Jamie?
I try not to be absolutely fair.
It's incredible.
I think what you got to do first. I think what you got to do first, you got to congratulate the strike, and the goal. Yeah. You got to congratulate the strike and the goal, and then you can, tear things apart and look at the goalkeeper after that. But don't take away from the shot and the effort. Do you know what I mean? Look, the keep for me, it was down the middle, and I think Kelleher saves it, if I'm being totally honest, because he sort of dived past it. But you still can't take away from the great effort and shot that Darwin Nunes scored. So if you go straight away and just slag the goalkeeper off, it takes Darwin's effort away from him, and that's not right. So you congratulate 1 point. Yeah, you congratulate 1 point. Darwin's best goal was the second one on the volley.
The goal you compared it to before, Frank.
Well, when the show first started, I said about McManaman and his comment. No. Now, I'm from the old school. I was right behind. I was in the Cup, and we were playing San Etienne in '77, and a lad named Bethany, big French international, brilliant player. They had a great side there. Six, the likes of Rocheteau, Bethany, they were all brilliant players, and he hit the ball. Now, I always remember Tommy Smith saying, we keep the defenders, their forwards back. So if they want to have a go at our goal, they'd have to hit it from 30 yards out. Right? I always remember him saying that, Tommy. And right behind the goal. And this Bethany hit the ball. And this was exactly what Darwin did tonight, what Bethany did. Because the ball went like that. Ray Clements was the best goalkeeper on the planet at that time. Well, if you know what I mean. And the ball went like that. And it swerved. And it swerved again. You have a look at Darwin's shot. It swerves away. The goalkeeper was going that way to save it because that was the trajectory of the ball. and then it just swerved away from him. That's how powerful it was, and it went in. And McManaman, Stevie McManaman, great player for us, fortunately.
Yeah.
But, you know, he come out with that and undermined Jamie.
I can't listen to him. You know, ever since he's commentating, I cannot listen to him commentating. I'm turning that volume down. Him and Owen.
Don't know why is because when you see him, I was watching him yesterday on it was his 60 minutes, and he was with Fowler and Peter McDowell, and where was he going with that? Yeah, he's intelligent, McManaman. For a footballer, he's intelligent, like, and it doesn't really translate into his commentary. But he is, you can tell when somebody opens their mouth, you can tell whether they're smart or not. And McManaman is, but it doesn't really translate into his commentary.
No, it's anti-Liverpool, like, bro. It's like, you know, when you played for Liverpool for how long he did, you give, like, you drop some nice comments in there, you know, like you sort of support the club. The guy don't do nothing. It's always negative, man. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
I think sometimes our ex-players feel it's incumbent upon them to not go over the top, and some of them even go further and say things are no good when they're good. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got an email off an Amsterdam newspaper, right, and it said, you know, will you talk about the identity of Liverpool? And I was made up. Oh, yeah. Anyway, just had that phone call then, right? I just had a phone call. That's why I left just for a minute or two. And they're going to interview me tomorrow. And what it is, I thought it was, but it's the identity of the city and why Scousers are so proud of, you know, the city itself and the roots and everything else, and why the likes of Darryl, 12th man, Brian, JK, and of course Jamie there are so proud of Liverpool Football Club. And I'm going to mention this actually tomorrow in the interview. And so what Jamie said the other night, and I was made up, absolutely made up. There was a troll on a show, and he was going on about the city, and he went like that. He blocked him, and he said, "I'm not having anybody talking about the city of Liverpool," because he wasn't talking about football. He was talking about the city, and I was made up with that, and that's what I'll be equating as well by saying about outsiders who support the Liverpool Football Club, but also love the city. And I'll be
if you want to
that.
patronise me when you're having your interview, tell them that Scousers have a visceral sense of their own identity. We've been through the mill. We've always had a visceral sense of our own identity. But when the rest of the country is going, you're this, you're murderers, you're victims, you're bin dippers, it just makes you stronger. It makes you even stronger, mate.
Well, you should have seen my rant against Nottingham Forest fans. That was something else. I went right at Forest.
Funny, lad. It was dead funny.
Yeah, I went right at Forest fans, man. I don't get why. I don't understand. In the year 2024, we sing about poverty when this country has a real bad crisis right now, where families can't feed themselves. I just think it's disgusting. I really do. I don't know why we sing about poverty. It's shocking. Really,
because that's all they can turn to. They can't turn to anything else, so they've got to go, what can we say about Scousers? Oh yeah, unemployment was bad there a long time ago. Not that it wasn't everywhere else apart from the southeast.
Yeah. And why was it bad in Liverpool? Because Margaret Thatcher tried to destroy the city and take all the money out of Liverpool and took all the ports away and all that. And went, no, I can't have that. It's all got to be in London. So people need to do their research, man.
No, absolutely, because what you've got, it's like the managed decline, and as you said, Jamie, it's the managed decline by Geoffrey Howe and Margaret Thatcher of Liverpool. As soon as she got in, after 18 months, she took away our funding, which was £92 million. because that was the start of the managed decline. And it's shocking to think that a government in this country, not just Liverpool or any other city, look at a city and managed decline it. And there was a girl named Teresa Gorman, and she was on her way up to Liverpool to give a talk at our university in 1992. And the day before, she actually come out in a broadsheet, I think it was the Daily Mail or the Daily Express, and said, what we should do is build a wall around Liverpool and show future generations how people used to live. That's what she said. And she was a Tory MP for Billericay. A Tory MP for Billericay. And when she got off the train, she had to go back because all our students were there waiting for her. And the police went like, you better get back on the train. And that's what I mean about Jamie, protecting, the likes of our city, albeit that he's down there, but he empathises what we've been through, especially after Hillsborough and everything else. And I love this. I don't know who this fella is, Chris Christian. Sorry, are we using the King's English on this channel? Isn't that fantastic?
No is the answer. No is the answer.
I just love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Richard Hutchinson. Big up Jamie Phillips, George, Frank, 12th man, JK, Lee, and many. That's lovely. Thank you. I really appreciate these little comments. And Freedom says, Frank, sounds interesting. Which Amsterdam newspaper is it? I live in Amsterdam now. Well, I could tell you. I could actually tell you, but I've got to go on me. Thing. Anyway, I've got to hang on. If I didn't have Liverpool, says Darryl, I wouldn't have my life because of mental health. Love this club with my heart. And I've always said about the 80s, when it was to save us from apathy, Liverpool and Everton, who were a very good side, saved us. We had something to cling on to, and football saved Liverpool. They really did, because we were just being apathetic, fighting the fight. But they gave us one of the biggest lifts, Liverpool Football Club, when they were winning, leagues, when they were winning European Cups. And that saved us from all the apathy that we could have easily endured without football. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter.
I don't mind admitting that, I grew up on benefits. There was no work here. So between the ages of 7 and 16 or something when I was in school, or 7 and 15 before they threw me out, I grew up on welfare, mate. We had nothing. And there were other people in the country like that. I don't like it when Georgies point the finger and say that. I'm like Newcastle's rarefied air or something where there's no unemployment. Come on now.
Can I just ask all the people out there, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, just to get the algorithm out there, please do it. And press the likes, because there's loads of yous out there. I think you're all listening to Jamie, to be honest. But could you subscribe, please, and press the likes. Thank you so much. It's just to get the algorithm out there, to show other people, the likes of Jamie, the likes of Lee, the likes of Darryl, the likes of Brian, the likes of everybody else, JK, and 12th man, because they're all football fans. And Anne says, Norman says there are 490 subs now. Try and get me to the 500. Try and get me to the 500. That'll be fantastic, lads.
Imagine that if there was a 490 substitutes allowed. That'd be mad, that, wouldn't it?
It would be mad. So listen, I'm gonna go now and ask you, what kinds of team, Jamie, would you put out on Sunday against City? Would you play? Okay, your midfield. Who's your midfield?
Endo, Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Well, that's it. Does everybody agree with that? By the way.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie. Who's you put in their defence? Your back four, because we know we play 4-3-3.
So Canate, look, if Canate's okay, because Waycroft was talking, it was precautionary, and I think Canate will be all right. So if Canate's fine, he plays. If not, I put Joe Gomez alongside Virgil. My problem is Robbo. I thought Robbo weren't great tonight. I didn't think Robbo was great tonight, and Robbo is 30 now, and it's not like Robbo's a bad footballer at all. The years of playing under Jurgen Klopp, I think, is just getting to his legs a little bit, which is perfectly fine. If Canate's fine and to go, Canate and Virgil, and I'll play Gomez left back and Conor Bradley right back. That's what I would do. But if Robbo, if Canate ain't fine, I'd stick Gomez in the centre half position with Virgil and play Tsimikas at left back.
I'm looking for us to play it tight as and that's chuff on Sunday. We only need to win 1-0. Let's keep it tight. I mean, really tight as and that's chuff. And that's the way I'm looking at Sunday. We only need to win 1-0, mate. Doesn't have to be a backwards and forwards end-to-end game. We just need to win, and 1-0 will give us 3 points.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that you could sit back against City, though, and allow them to come.
What I said,
no,
it's tight.
I would go for City because I don't think defence. I think City are playing different this season. They're playing more direct, getting the ball quickly up to De Bruyne and then finding Haaland or getting Foden into space. So they're playing more direct, but to play more direct, they're playing a higher line and they're playing one-on-one defending in a way like Liverpool do. But I don't think Ruben Diaz is as good as Virgil, and I think Ruben Diaz is getting a bit. John Stones is decent at it, but Ruben Diaz is struggling. That's why they're conceding chances. And if you play, I think Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez, and Luis Diaz will start. And them three are just going to completely keep stretching. Darwin will make run after run after run. We're going to get McAllister on the ball. It's going to be a McAllister and Darwin, in my opinion, versus you're looking at it. McAllister, Darwin, Salah, and Virgil. Them four against Foden, Haaland, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva. That's where your war's at for me. And whoever wins it wins the game.
I want us to go for City because it's not our style or Jurgen's style to sit back. But you know what I'm saying? I want us to go for them sensibly at the right moment. And I want us to be tight as and that's chuff.
We did last season.
Tight as a drum at the back. Season. And we'll still go for them and we'll have them.
Do you think I'm being too overconfident here by saying this? I think that Darwin is more dangerous than Haaland because we can contain Haaland. We can. Well, I know that we can, and we have done in the past as well. We've contained him. Yet nobody can contain. Nobody, no team can contain Darwin. And the beauty of Darwin now, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the season. I said this, and you know this, lads, when you've been on the pod. I said, Darwin, all he needs to do is hold the line. He's getting caught too many times offside. And what's he doing? He's holding the line, and he's scoring goals. And this is the beauty of Darwin, to be honest. And he terrifies defences. He really does. And Diaz, again, he was in and out tonight, but Klopp loves him. So what you've got now on Sunday, you'll have Darwin, you'll have Diaz, and you'll have Mo, and they will terrify. Now, Jamie, I think I've heard you say, tell me if I'm right or wrong here, that the Man City's defence isn't as strong now as it has been, the past few seasons. Am I right there?
Say that again, Frank. Sorry.
You've said that the defence, I've heard you saying, I might be wrong, I don't know, but the City defence isn't as strong as it has been in the past.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Look, they've got great players. Their players are tremendous. There's no doubt about that. John Stones is, I think, extremely underrated in Europe. I think he's a tremendous footballer. I think Ruben Diaz is heavily overrated. I don't think he's as great as everyone says he is. Walker relies a lot on his pace and his recovery pace, which is probably the best in the world as a fullback. But positionally, you can get him. And Gravadal, who plays left back at the moment, I think has been piss poor this season, and no one's mentioned it. And he costs like 80 million quid. I don't think he's been great, but I think it's the way City plays, the system they pick. I think Grealish will be. I think Jack Grealish will be a big miss from Sunday because of Grealish's work defensively. I don't think Doku works defensively well enough, in my opinion, but Jack Grealish does. I think he does. But Foden, Liverpool, I think this is Liverpool's best chance of beating City at Anfield since I think we beat them 3-1 when we were winning the title that year. So for me, this is our biggest chance. So we just got to go for it, man. Darwin, Salah, and Luis Diaz will try and run in behind that City back line. I don't think Pep's going to change the way he plays. Klopp's not going to change the way he plays. It's going to be a magical game, man. It's going to be the best game. It's that for me. Man City Liverpool is the new El Clasico. I think it's better in the Real Madrid Barcelona games now. I literally do. I've been saying it for a while now.
I totally agree with you there because they've actually taken over now because it was Liverpool and Manchester United always for years. No matter where Liverpool were in the league, no matter where Man United was in the league, but now it's right. It goes back to the 60s, It used to be Liverpool and Leeds.
Yeah.
When Leeds were a very good side. And that's how powerful Liverpool is because they've gone right through from the 60s, right up to the 21st century, 2024. And, everybody's looking forward to the Manchester City Liverpool game, albeit that the Man United and Liverpool game is worldwide, is seen more than the El Clasicos. But it has to be Liverpool there. It's incredible. Absolutely amazing.
Good way of putting it before, Jamie, when you said the reason this is the new El Clasico is because both sides are full of great players. Real Madrid have got great players now. Barcelona have got some good players, but they're not what they were. So this is the big game now worldwide, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the Liverpool City is huge, man. It's massive, man. And this Sunday's huge for Liverpool because if Liverpool win it, Liverpool going to be top of the Premier League at the international break. And that's big. I think Liverpool could do with the international break for once, just to get some of their players back and then go again. I think the team that doesn't want the international break right now is Arsenal, because their momentum right now is ridiculous. I'll give it to Arsenal. I think they're playing the best football in the league right now by quite some way, and they're smashing teams. They do not want the international break because after the international break, Arsenal's first game after that is Manchester City away and Liverpool at home at Brighton. So this is why the City game's huge, because if Liverpool beat City, to put us 4 points clear of City, keep us top of the league at the international break. We should beat Brighton at home, and then City and Arsenal, we want them to draw, really. And then you've got to make Liverpool massive favourites of the title after that, in my opinion.
Well, Freedom Journey says, Doku was injured.
Yeah, didn't he come off in the Champions League or something? Someone did, didn't they?
It's 50-50 to play Sunday.
That'd be a miss, because if they play Foden left wing, they're probably going to play Bernardo Silva right wing, which means they'll have to play probably a Núñez in midfield or a Kovacic in midfield. And that takes their legs away in their midfield a little bit. So that would be a miss for him.
Well, FJT says Grealish is a traitor with a fake club.
I don't like Grealish, but he's a good defensively. He does well on that side of the pitch.
Yeah, no, he does. Would you have fancied him here at Liverpool? Grealish.
I don't. Does Jack Grealish get in Liverpool's best 11? Probably not.
No, he wouldn't. Anyway, can I just ask the Pete, please, just subscribe and press the like. That's all. You know, with your little finger or your thumb, whatever you're there, press. Just press the like and because you've got.
Whatever you got available, whack that fun button.
Okay, get your algorithms, baby.
Get the algorithm out there. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll go to our friend Brian, you know, over there in Ireland. And what about you, Brian? What midfield? Well, you can't pick the midfield because it's already been picked, and I think everybody agreed. So what forwards would you put? Would you put Gakpo there instead of Diaz? Because Mo's back. Mo's definitely going to play, and also Darwin. So who would you have up front? You know, would you like to see Gakpo or would you like to see Diaz along the line?
There'd be no messing around for me. It pretty much picked itself. Salah on the right, Darwin through the middle, Diaz off the left. The form, like Diaz scores the winner the other night, comes in tonight, scores 2, goal of the month contenders. You start him, you play him. Salah's a no-brainer, and then Diaz off the left. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to be messing around with. Like it, you have Gakpo then back on the bench because, like we've been speaking about for a while now, so that's my three. Yeah, Diaz, Nunez, Salah, straight up.
Well, that's Ian McCabe says exactly the same. He agrees with you. And
how many minutes did Mo get tonight?
What?
About 20.
How many minutes did Mo get?
About 20, something like that. 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. No one presses the like, you know. I think I'm falling on deaf ears. But anyway, please press the like, people, and just try and subscribe if you can. It'll be nice. It really will get my algorithm up there. And Freedom Journey, hopefully Dan's back on the bench too. And he will be back on the bench, won't he? He definitely will, after a week especially. So we'll be okay. Now I feel bad, says that. Why do you feel bad, FGT? Why? I don't understand. JK, what about you? Would you go along with, what Jamie's picked, what everybody's picked, what Brian's picked, and, from the midfield to the back four to the forwards?
Yeah, judging on the guys who were playing today and stuff, the front six have sort of picked itself. You got Endo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, and then at the front three you got Diaz, Darwin, and Salah. Praise the Lord. It weren't looking like that a week or so ago. So
I'll take any goal scorers at the weekend, but I'd love it to be someone unexpected to get the winner.
Hello.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask for a prediction. And I'm not going to start with Jamie this time. I'm going to start with JK. I'm going to leave it up to Jamie, the very last one, for prediction. And even the panel on it, not the panel, but the chatters on here. What's your prediction, boys and girls? So, JK.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1. I want us to get the first goal. It gives us opportunity to counter-attack them because they don't want to lose that game. So as soon as we get a first goal, they're going to be trying to attack us, and that'd be perfect for us for our game plan. So the first goal is the most important one on Sunday. So I'm going 3-1. Should be good.
And I think the way our defence is, the likes of Virgil getting up there in the area, I think he's got a lot of confidence, going up and getting these headers in. I think it'll be great anyway, and I think that he could cause a lot of trouble. Not only think, but I think he'll score. That's what I should have just said. I think he'll score. Ian McHale says 4-2. Norman says 1-1. Freedom says 4-3. And that's lovely. That. Thank you, Realism, Jared. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. And okay, what about you, Darryl? What's your prediction?
Same as the comment just was on there, 4-2 Liverpool.
Okay. What about you, Lee?
I'm going to go 2-1. I'd like to be slightly more expansive in my scoreline and give it more than 2-1, but I don't want to go off me nipples and say we're going to win 4-1 or 3-1, so I'm going to have a 2-1.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
I'd be kind of with Lee that I'd like to say it, but I can't really see it being anything other than kind of a tight, maybe 1-1.
1-1.
I think it's going to be a really tight game, but that's the gambler in me. I wouldn't bet on us because they're too good. But hopefully a 2-1. But we're not going to smash them. We're not doing them 4-1. Basically, is what I'm saying. We're not smashing them.
Okay. I'll go to Jamie. Jamie, before you give your prediction, would a draw be okay? Or, could it be a little bit iffy? Before you give your prediction, by the way.
A draw ain't the worst result because City have got to play Arsenal straight after.
Yeah, it's not.
Because that's City's next game. They've got to play Arsenal. So a draw ain't the worst result because our next two Premier League games are at home to Brighton and at home to Sheffield United, where you think Liverpool go win them games. So if Liverpool can get 7 points in their next 3 games, City and Arsenal are not going to get 9 points in their next 3 games because they play each other. So a draw, a draw will probably be all right. We'll be second on goal difference to Arsenal because their goal difference is better than ours. But I don't think a draw. I think because of that game, a draw is okay. And I think a lot of Liverpool fans will take the draw knowing what our next 2 Premier League games are. Because we play Brighton on the Sunday because Sky have got most of the games now, aren't they, because of this title running. So I think Liverpool-Brighton play at 2:30 Sunday and then Arsenal-Man City are at 4:30. So Liverpool could beat Brighton and be top of the league. Then it puts pressure on that game. So I would take a draw, to be honest. But I do feel Liverpool will win this game. I think there's just something in the air right now. Liverpool just keep scoring goals. I think City will score goals. I think it'd be 3-2 Liverpool. I think it'd be an extremely end-to-end game with Pep and Klopp both going for it, going for the win. I don't know how you can stop Foden and De Bruyne and Haaland right now from not creating and scoring goals. And at the same time, I don't know how you stop Liverpool not scoring goals with Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez, and Luis Diaz. I can't get my words out. Well, Liverpool's front 3, and then City's De Bruyne's, Haaland's, and Foden. Both teams go score goals, but I think Liverpool nick it. I'm going to go. I'll tell you what. This is the way I want it done. I want pure shithousery. I want people to hate us. Yeah. I want Liverpool to get a dodgy winner.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. I want Liverpool to get a dodgy winner.
100% agree.
I want the fume. I want everyone to go nuts. Yeah. Oh, they've done it again. So I want a dodgy winner in the 90th minute. That's
a completely wrong last minute penalty. Definitely.
I reckon the defences. I reckon both defences are up to the defences this time, and whoever controls the defence during that game wins the game, because both teams will score. It won't be a 0-0. It will not be a 0-0.
Oh no, a 0.
So there you go. There you go. Are you going now, Jamie? Did you say?
Yeah, I've got to run, man. I've got to run.
Have you got
So,
your midnight show?
Yeah, I got a midnight show. Yeah. So
Excellent.
yeah, I'm going to run. Enjoy the rest of your show,
Good
guys.
night,
Thank you so
Cheers,
much,
Jay.
Jamie.
Good to
Love
see
you.
you.
See you again soon, guys. And Frank, and by the way, guys, Frank's probably not plugged this yet because he's too nice to. But Frank is on Channel 5 tomorrow at 9 p.m. Right, Friday evening 9 p.m. You know, it's about the underground system at Liverpool and Charles Dickens and all that, and stories from there. Everyone watch it. You know, man's a legend. You know, if you don't watch it,
It's already on the
Love
plan,
Dickens,
Jay.
man.
I want everyone. If
Love
you've got Sky,
Dickens.
record it. You're not recording.
Friday night, Channel 5.
Yeah,
Friday night, Channel 5. Friday night, Channel 5.
Brilliant,
So,
man.
I'll see you later.
Thanks, Jamie. Cheers,
Friday night's all
Cheers,
right
Jamie.
with Frankie.
He's
He's
Moffat.
going on a mad one, man. What's happening? What's happening, man?
Keeping it with Dickens, if we do win, it's going to be Bleak House at the Etihad, isn't it?
Oh, very nice. I don't think he wrote Bleak House, but anyway.
Well, on Tickle says, all right, lads, we're 100% conceding, but 3-1, us, Salah, Nunes, and 2, Haaland.
Yeah.
If he's saying 3-1, I'll put, yeah.
2 for Nunes, as he's saying.
Yeah.
The one time we lost out on goal difference to Arsenal, we were equal goal difference, remember? And they won it on goals scored. We were exactly equal goal difference.
Yeah, Michael Thomas.
Well,
1989.
I think this fella's name's Lynch. I don't know, but it's got a pound sign there. But he says 3-1 for me. 3-1. So that's it. Boys, thank you so much. It's been great. It's been tired and it's been knackered. And thanks to Jamie and K-Mac. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Brian. Thanks to JK, Lee, Daryl, and everybody else. But all the chat has been absolutely fantastic. I thank you so much. And if you want to get onto another channel right after this, there's Jamie Phillips's. He's a super lad. He's really nice. And hopefully, do you want my prediction?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my prediction. I'll go along with the midfield, by the way, because I was made up Szoboszlai's back. Absolutely delighted the form that McAllister's showing. Delighted with the form Endo's showing. And I think our midfield will dominate. I really believe that. And I think Nunes will dominate along with Mo. Made up to see him back. I really am. And Diaz is even showing form. But if Diaz gets rested, I don't know, young Elliott could be there, to help out. And I don't mean
Gomez play, Frank.
Sorry?
Do you reckon Gomez will play left back?
Well, if he's not playing Canete, if he is injured, but then again, he's not injured. I don't know what to believe anymore. But if he's injured, I'd play Joe alongside Virgil. I really would.
Experience.
Yeah, and I put Semikas in at left back with Bradley at right back. That's what I'd do. For me. But then again, the midfield picks itself now. The forwards picks itself. But it's just like the concern of this injury, if it is an injury, if it's just a precaution. By Konate himself saying, like, take me off. I just did feel a little thing. Just take me off. Let me rest up. So if he's playing alongside Virgil, we will beat them. That's for sure.
With you just saying the words, that's what I'd do. I'll tell you now what I'm going to do. When this is finished, I'm going to go on to Arsenal, City and Chelsea's last Premier League games, the highlights, and leave a load of satirical comments. I'm going to blather their pages with satirical comments. I haven't made my mind up what I'm going to put, but it will be funny. So just look out, vase of flowers, and see what I've put, if you can be bothered. It will be funny, I grant you that.
Well, Anne says if we get a dodgy pen, I want Guardiola running down the touchline fuming with George Septon playing the Benny Hill music. And Ian McHale, need to keep that Foden quiet, absolutely. We do need to keep him quiet. And I think our lads can. I really do. You know, no matter what wing he's on, you've got young Bradley there. You've got young Bradley. But would you play? I don't know. I don't think he's right as Robertson. I don't think he's playing that too good, to be honest. And that even goes back to last season. He wasn't that too good, to be honest. What do you think, lads?
I think he plays. I think for me, if I'm guessing it, and it is, of course, always guessing, not manager, not, whatever, but I think if you say back it there's a fiver put, I'm going Robbo. Konate's fit, okay? If we're saying Konate's fit, Robbo, VVD, Konate, and Gomez. If Konate isn't fit, then we have an issue. But I think he's going to start Robbo, and I think he wants to start Gomez at right back.
Yeah. And thanks, gents. Top show, say Freedom. I love that, Freedom. I really do. I love that name. Well, what a great show, Frank. Thank you all. You'll never walk alone, says TW74. And says, it's that Silva we need to stop. Brilliant player. Well, the only thing that's been brilliant tonight is the chat. You people out there, you're absolutely brilliant. I'm sorry that I couldn't read out all the chats. There was that many. But what I did read out and what they did discuss has been brilliant, being 100%. Just have to thank the panel again, the likes of Lee, the likes of JK, Darryl, and 12 man for the little time he come on, the 12 man, and Brian, of course, so it's been a great panel, and of course K-Mac, and obviously the man himself, Jamie Phillips, and get over to him now because he'll be doing a show. He'll be having rants and everything. He might be having a rant at us, saying, was that bitch been on Carlyle's show there? He's always asking me questions. But anyway, thanks, lads. And I'll see you tomorrow night.
Buenas noches.
Not tomorrow night, I'm sorry. I'll see you on there. No, I won't even see you Monday night, will I? I was thinking it was Saturday.
Are you doing an after-match special, George, Frank?
Yeah, I'm out. Yes, Sunday night. Did I say that?
No, you didn't. No.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing it a post one, but I don't know what time. So I'll have Jason to schedule it for a certain time, and it should be good. And let's hope that we're all laughing and happy and everything else, and talk about the game itself and our scorers. Talk about our scorers against City. Thanks so much, boys. Thanks so much, chat. Love yous all. And I've got to go.
Thanks, Frank.
Mille grazie. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bella. Vi vediamo.